OneXBet and Eva Alfie present. Betting on all esports events on the website and in the OneXBet app. OneXBet. Play with Eva.
And so the journey ends here, Cole. It is grand final time for the RAS LATAM Series number 2. The leaderboard is stacking up right now with teams, and another one wants to fire their way off to the top and a chance at $25,000 in their pockets as well. What's good, Cole?
That's what it's all about here, fighting your way all the way through playoffs into an exciting grand finals here, and a lot of excitement because we get to see some new rosters, some new potential champions here that haven't really been able to field some of this success in the past, and so it leads to, again, a pretty exciting storyline for this grand final.
Yeah, some battling upsets that we've had to see throughout this playoff bracket, and well, a leaderboard to also to compete for here. Team Solid and Red Canids looking to fire their way off to the very top here, in towards playoffs. As I mean, just taking a look, both of these teams came from their own respective groups here in Group B.
Yeah, I mean, a powerhouse group right there. A lot of threatening rosters, and when you take a look at Solid and the way that they kicked off this campaign, man, a little bit scary considering the fact that they did kind of have to go over those hurdles. We watched that Velox game, that lower bracket. There was a real chance they could have lost a map there, maybe could have lost a series, but they are able to bounce back so much stronger in playoffs. Big victory over Adali Amigos. Looked like an easy game, and that 2-0 versus Fluxo was unbelievable.
Yeah, that's the last thing we expected to happen in that series. But a game of his life comes through from CS2, and probably the biggest win for all of these players combined to push them into the playoffs. And for the Red Canids, though, they had to really battle through some of the best teams in South America. Bestia's over in the quarterfinals and Case in the semis. Like, this has been a respectable run here from Red Canids.
Yeah, no, I mean, and especially if you consider Case's form there, I mean, pretty threatening out of the gates. We saw that Case was able to reverse sweep Fluxo in those group stage matches. So the fact that Red Canids did it, and they almost did it with what could have been a 13-1, ended up being a big comeback yesterday for the finishing semifinal. But they still closed it out. They still did their due diligence, and that leads us here.
Yeah, that leads us right here. All of these teams competing for a chance to get to the LAN finals in Belgrade. Just a few more series remaining, but a win here will catapult you to the top of the standings. That'll be 125 points underneath your belt if you're able to get through there. And certainly, Solid have gotten themselves notched onto the board, but Red Canids could join that first and second slot over there at LATAM. Only the top 2 teams here from LATAM get invited.
Yeah, I mean, you want to be winning all of these online events here, and again, solidifying yourself as one of those top 2 teams, because you can see who's in it right now. Fluxo are no question going to be challenging and continuing to play out in some of these future events, so trying to catch up with them. Then, of course, Imperial probably in that same boat, trying to build off some momentum. So, especially if you're talking about a roster like Solid right now, they're a team that oftentimes isn't in the running for big international contention. I think the last time we saw them there was the RMRs, and for Blast that was back in 2023. So it's a big deal for these guys for sure.
Yeah, and tons of new talent as well. Like, BNC hasn't even been on the lineup for more than a month at this point here for Solid. So there's, it's like a huge achievement very early into this roster's tenure to be able to take it to the top teams here in Latin America. The question is, can they do it against this Red Canids team that honestly in these last couple of weeks, Cole, has just been deadly consistent?
Yeah, I mean, what we saw out of them yesterday was just like peak out of like some of the again, we called them the powerhouse riflers here in this Red Canids team. You had so much out of David Deos. I mean, so much impact coming through out of Venom Zera, obviously. And then Hardzao as well. It was just a nasty trio that you saw Case continuing to run into, especially on Mirage, especially on the Mirage CT side, man. There was just no bypassing them. And while they did let it slip a little bit there in the third map, I felt like the strength that you have on this Red Canids side, you're going to need those same big individual moments from some of the other members on Solid. And for me, again, you're looking at it, and if you're talking about Red Canids, they just have the best riflers in the server here up against this the Solid side.
Yeah, it's without a shadow of a doubt, Red Canids, like player for player, have got them beat. David and Venom Zera, as you've been talking about, have been absolutely insane. But I also want to bring some light to Nithon, who has had himself some really good maps, some good clean opening kills, and I think his opping style over the past couple of years, Cole, has kind of changed since he was kind of brought into Pain as the replacement for Save. He just wasn't necessarily performing up to snuff there, but he's become more disciplined and more, I guess, respectful as an opper in order to play to the win conditions of his team rather than play for himself. And that's a development that I really like to see here with this Red Canids side. And well, Solid are going to have to handle a more disciplined Red Canids here.
Yeah, absolutely. His opping yesterday, taking down Snow on a consistent fashion, was really impressive. He's gonna want to look to keep that up here up again. Again, you have some pretty exciting pieces here. I said that the best riflers in the server are going to be on the side of Red Canids, but we've seen GBB really level up his game in playoffs and be such a facilitator, just such a strong piece of the puzzle here for Solid. And again, you just can't discount the impact that we saw out of CSO there in that semifinals matchup. He's taken on some of the toughest opponents that South America has to offer in Fluxo, and he was able to just have himself a hell of a series. So if he can bring that same level, if he can kind of muster up some of that energy, they'll still be in a decent spot here to challenge for sure.
Yeah, but that's the big question here for Solid is, can they prove that this win was not a fluke? Let's toss this one off to the veto and see what maps we're going to land in here, Cole, because I think we're in for an interesting one.
Yeah, really interesting veto potential here coming through, and out of the gates, there's no surprise. Red Canada just immediately picking into Overpass. We saw that as a bit of a weak point here for Solid in the group stage, and it's going to be coming out again here in playoffs. And then to counter that, I feel like they go into their second weakest map and try and kind of punish pick here Red Canada. So we're starting out of the gates with just an insane start to the series, and a big question mark as to what exactly we're going to get out of Solid, because they're going to have to do it on maps that they don't have a lot of proof on.
Yeah, that makes me really worried here for this Solid side. Yes, you're picking into Vertigo and Red Canids. They hardly play it. It's never really been picked into them in the past, even. But this is your, the second worst map in the pool, arguably speaking, here, Cole. I mean, I am really struggling to see why we're going to be taking this kind of risk in the grand finals, but maybe it isn't a risk here in the minds of Solid. Maybe they think, hey, we've put in enough practice. They've gotten some prep. Maybe this is what they've all put their eggs into.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough to imagine here that was going to, come out. I'm a little bit surprised. So I feel like at least if you're Red Canada, you're not going to be able to come in with a great read as to what's going to be thrown at them here. But again, you're going to have to show some sort of comfort here that you haven't been able to much in the past. And you're starting out on Overpass, which is already a pretty trialing map. We saw those T sides. We saw a lot of small mistakes in the group stage. And while I do think that this Solid roster has been so cleaned up since that point, we've seen that very clearly. It's been a complete turnaround. I thought this was going to be a quarterfinals roster that was likely to crash out first round, but that's not what they've given us. So I need to see that turnaround here. It's just tough to imagine that these are going to be the first two maps that they do it on.
Yeah, this is going to be an uphill battle for Solid, especially with the veto coming through. Let's toss this one off the game. We're going to be taking away Overpass first, though. And hey, Solid, let's see what they have cleaned up. Let's see if there are improvements, and let's see if they can prove to themselves that yesterday wasn't a fluke. We can contend with the top teams in the region. And Red Canids, well, I think they're looking to show their consistency with a win right here. Red Canids Solid, the grand final underway to decide a second champion here in the RES LATAM series.
Here we go. We'll see what they are capable of. They do get to start off on the CG side, which was a little less concerning when we watched them in the group stage. They were able to do some decent work there. That triple overtime affair versus Velox versus Johnny Boy. But we'll see. Again, LCM going to be tasked with holding off this bathrooms side completely on an island right now. He's all alone. The B stack they're really leaning on right now.
And a slow walk forward. Team Solid do not seem like they're going to be moving anytime soon. LCM jumping between the angles, and he has just missed an abysmal timing. He's going to have to back away in towards long and hope to sideswipe a player, and he will. First kill onto Venom Zera, and not quite the second onto Nithon. Bomb plant inevitable.
Yeah, they got a little boost. Trying to pop some shots off. No vision, really. And everyone going to be trying to retake from jump up and bank here, but waiting for the smokes to fade away. First things first, and having to challenge now in some really effective post plants, but a missed shot. A couple of them come through from Nithon.
Yeah, just long range with the P250 not doing. Now advancing onto the site. Hards out. A hold from the headshot angle, but the dualies doing damage. CSO comes through with 2, but someone needs to get onto the bomb. BNC does have the kit, but oh, Destiny's got the shot.
Okay.
He's got a second, but he can't see him. Oh, we couldn't see him. Just a sliver of BNC, and with back turned, looking away, it's difficult to hit the shot. Pistol for Solid.
Nicely recovered right there. Just get the defuse off for a setup that looked super shaky on the pistol round. The fact that they win it there is really impressive. Red Cannon's coming out of the gates there. I feel like knowing that they had that one in the bag, they just couldn't quite land the shots with the Glocks, and it really just the left side planter. Those two players unable to connect, and that does cost them dearly on that retake right there. We do see immediate force buy though, of course. Rolling on out. No questions about that here. We're going to see Red Cannons keep the aggression on up. They can silent crawl here. The contacting has been pretty heavy so far for Red Cannons already.
And LCM is now swinging in the open. Destiny will take him down. BNC, though, from inside a connector, could amend that. Gonna resurface and find just the one. That's not what he's looking for, Cole. Advantage to Red Cannons.
Excellent trading already. Coming through from Red Cannons, just walking into maybe a lot of information, maybe a 1-for-1. Sure, that's something, but like you said, it's going to require some extra influence here from some of these individuals here on the side of Solid. They're going to have a bit of a heavier stack here on the A side, which is good news for them. Bad news is the weaponry is not all that up to snuff.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to continue the contact walking forward. Nithon has actually been able to cross. GVV has no idea this is really possible. And as soon as his teammates start to open up, though, GVV does come through with the kill onto Nithon eventually, but a great shot back from Hard Zhao and David through the smoke. Red Cannon's too sharp here. As CSO, I mean, you're coming up from connector, but you're just too far away. This is the save. Red Cannon's on the force.
Went up and then right back down. Definitely the right idea right there. Again, this man has been excellent in the playoffs, excellent in that semifinals match, but you're not going to see him make those sort of retakes right there. That's the value. I mean, so much great real estate taken. This is a big fight to win if you're Destiny. And then look at the just quad swing that rolls through right there onto the connector player. Even though the flashbang is good, so decent idea there from the side of Solid. When you get swung by 4 separate angles right there, there's not a chance you get much more than one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the whole goal there from BNC is just to resurface, get one with the MP9 and back away. But that certainly wasn't what Red Cannons had on his table. And so we will see a force buyback, though, from Solid.
Trying to keep the intensity up here out of the gates. You like the idea. I think they know that they want a decent little CT side to work with. We did see also the strength yesterday of Red Cannon's defense on this map as well. I believe they were down, was it 8-4?
Yeah.
The half yesterday, and then, I mean, they really didn't have any trouble bringing that second half back. It was Hard Zhao that lifted them up out of the gates, and then, you know, everyone was able to follow suit.
It really was just the rifle trio again. I think what, like, Hard Zhao got like 11 kills in 3 rounds or something like that.
No, it was the first 4 rounds. I think he got like a 4K on the pistol. I don't even know if he got much on the full eco. Then he got a 3K. Then he got another 3K. Maybe even a 4K. It was nuts. It was crazy. This is going to be a pretty crazy B-pop here. And pistol, oh, it just walks into the full stack.
Wow.
And David's back up. This is what he was doing yesterday. He was finding these entries, but he was the only one finding those entries on the T side. This time, it's enough. I think David at one point was like 8 and 4 or something, and the rest of his squad had like 2 kills combined.
Yeah, right. And they still couldn't win the rounds was the problem. But now there's follow-up. Gosh, again, for those who have listened to all my 9Z casts back in the day, I am one of the biggest David fans. He had to step down from 9Z. Everyone's like, oh, why did they boot him? But mostly, and it's also like, why did you leave? Why did you downgrade from a 9Z team that was actually, you know, dominant in the region?
They were, I mean, consistently contending for like qualifications for majors, and then yeah, it was a surprise for sure.
David wanted to spend more time in South America rather than having to, you know, travel the world, and you know the international schedule that Counter-Strike provides is taxing to everyone. You know, David's spending 4 months away from home at a time at a very young age as well.
Yeah, that is not easy.
Esports is crazy. And I guess so is this round, as Red Cannons at the first 15 seconds are already knocking on the door of the B site.
I hear these footsteps. They've avoided this boost, and we'll see if the flash is good enough. It's being pulled. But this lineup here is so well placed. Venom Zera gets the feast right there around the corner. Eat them all up, and this is going to be an easy one there for Red Cannons. No question about it.
Yeah, the fork and knife out there. As you know, when that off angle is held, players walking up onto that right side, it is just so favored, and
Nice.
Arzel letting out some emotion there.
It is interesting to see the direction in which some of these South American teams are kind of taking, because as I think Neck has put it, you want to be the best team in South America so that you can get as much opportunity to boot camp, play officials, get reps in over in Europe. And so it's a big deal for these squads. And then, of course, to qualify for the majors. This is one of the biggest factors. Those 1x bet odds, again, they're given the heavy favorites to Red Cannons. Have a little bit of faith in them here. I would say even more so with this map veto here.
Yeah.
So they've got a tough hill to climb.
Influences that a lot. For those who weren't there during the pregame, Vertigo is up next, and you know, arguably in this map pool, it's 2 of Solid's worst maps. But trying to make things do his GBD. That kill on a Nithon will actually get Solid one of their very first advantages. But a re-aggression into David here. Here's a lot of the footsteps, but I think there was also a team flash in the mix. David, though, will spin back around, get a lot of damage, and nearly 2.
He didn't take a point of damage for that. He had 45 HP at the initial exchange when 2 players were swinging them. And he's still standing at 45 here. That is brutal. Your early gambit gets punished.
30 seconds.
And advantage now nullified. And yeah, they've got to get a move on here quickly. They got to speed it up a little bit on A.
You might have equalized, but things could get a whole lot worse. The clock playing in your favor, but Venom Zera sharper on the shot. LCM trying to fall back. It's a little bit awkward on the spray, though. Destiny finishes what he started. Oh my goodness. Red Cannons will get the site, the plant, and force a save.
Oh man, if you're Destiny, you're just relieved right there. Because if any sort of disruption would have come through because you missed that, that would have been really frustrating. He's able to recover his aim. He might go down here in the end. But he's just happy that the round is secured. Again, this T side is all about giving this quad cushion, because then you got to deal with this incredible defensive effort that comes next from Red Canids.
Yeah, like the joke, the meme is that you have to execute a site into David and then there's Venom's Era. It's like, oh, we killed David. Oh, then there's Venom's Era. Oh, and then there's Hard Sal on the rotate. You know, that's the joke for the CT side. And Solid need to get themselves in this game, but it's going to be so hard with the bank stacked up so heavily early on from Red Canids. I'm not sure, Cole. Just to think about that. That wallbang kill was the only real kill they got in that round.
Oh, man. That's brutal. That's the way you want to go out. The man advantage is capitalizing on those 4v5s. Again, when you're operating here on your opponent's map pick, you want to make sure that you're taking advantage of those. So far, not quite there. Got the pistol here. This is still Red Canids coming through sharp as can be. Good replies already being put together here. David still delivering here on the T side of overpass. He never takes it off.
Full gas there for David as a boost up from GBB. I'm actually wondering if Venom's Era moved further to left, whether he could see GBB. That would be most devastating. But now Execute coming through from long, and believe it or not, Solid are in a great position to stop this, but they go for the swing instead. Now BNC comes up from Khan. Oh no. Oh no. It just wasn't meant to be. 3 versus 3 though, and of course it's going to be GBB to save him. Throws Nithon into the clutch.
Open B site?
Uh-oh.
We are going to give him a post plant with an AWP. Now we might get to see, you know, Nithon's so busy looking at his radar all the dang time. It shows a little bit of those mechanics that he's got that we were able to hype him up back in the day on before he was calling.
Nithon. Post up, nail the first. Going for the reswing. Oh, he gets stinked up, and GBB has got the fallback. Doesn't matter on low HP. Nithon's got to hit an op shot. And Solid will move on through with a retake. But, you know, I don't think we're getting necessarily the life game out of CSO we saw yesterday, but GBB is the one consistent factor here for Solid.
Yeah, it's been super sharp as well. That feels like sometimes a given when you watch this team, is that this guy's going to deliver. Here's the big surprise for me. There's both rifles spotted, and you deal with the connector player. I feel like it's a pretty straightforward call here from Red Canids. The dive down connector after you get that kill. They wanted to brute force it into B, or to the A site rather, and that was where I think the breakdown is. But definitely missed opportunity there for sure. We got a bombardment of utility. They're trying to figure out how to stop David from taking the short control, and this time he just avoids it.
And he just waits. He just stands still for an extra 3 seconds, dodges like 2 to 3 HEs, and just proceeds on his usual trajectory and just walks forward, takes that control. Casual. Almost. But LCM posted up. And that reveals the op on the A site.
It's always really nice. It's like a little vision right there on the map and where these positions could be. Still taking a forward angle and still having a lot of resources on this A site defense. And again, this op is forced off of another fight. All B and C. He's in for a real treat here.
Oh, spotted out. It's a perfect angle there from Destiny. While LCM get the pick on a Nithon, it's still a lot of effort on a GBB, and he has been seen. But LCM continues with rattling off another shot.
Here we go, David.
Oh, he hears the
again.
players.
No.
Oh, 7 HP for Shareva. Tad faster on the draw, and also CSO inside of the pit there will deliver the double. And solid pickup 2 in a row.
Excellent. Opping right there from LCM does make a risky move there and taking the blind op shot out of the gates. We talked about how that can reveal himself, but he gets a couple dry peeks there, even with that knowledge. It feels like a big surprise right there from Red Cannons in the way that they take map control. It felt so effective at first. It felt like they wanted to do that thing where they, force the opera back into, back dice, and then bam, all of a sudden, you're executing. But they forget the second part, which is you gotta throw more flashes. You gotta force him out. He's able to do good work here. On the second gun round rolling out. Is David looking for some smoke spam? He does a lot of damage here. BNC left alone.
BNC. Oh, he's been seen. His shoulder's been spotted.
Timing.
And now going to call in the rest of his team. BNC, though, still comes away with 2. He should have been dead to rights, but he gets Venom Zarin and Destiny.
That's crazy. I mean, felt like he was dead to rights right there, but they try and jump at the gun a little bit. Very antsy, very eager to find those kills here. GBB again left with a tough fight, though. Challenging up against David. Battle of the Titans about to be clashing here soon.
Yeah, absolutely. And whoever wins this duel probably could win the round for his team. It'll put a lot of onus on the LCM if GBB falters here. Flashbang is perfect as well. But David cannot convert, and LCM has got his 6. That just leaves Nithon walking up a bit late. LCM will nail his shots together to equalize for solid. And so, with that, GBB is now tied with top of the server, and again, still maintaining this consistency that we expect. But let's not forget how the round started. PNC somehow comes away with the double in that situation. Making magic happen when really it seems like they're in a disadvantageous situation. And Solid need more of that.
You have to have so much faith right there in your squad, in your setup, to land those kills, to avoid the scare right there. LCM is opping, just hasn't been doing too much missing. When he's been given those dry peaks, when he's been given those fights, he has been hitting them. Here we go, BNC, off angle's beautiful. Destiny, no chance to anticipate that one.
He's walking forward,
rifle
though.
Down.
Walking forward, and then there's a double swing from the pistols. Out of ammunition. LCM, too many targets and now dinked up. Makes for some issues here. Flashbang good, but a shot better. LCM smooth opping throughout this one. And GBB the same. Do not challenge this A side if you're Red Cannons.
Yeah, this is looking pretty fierce right now. This A side is looking tough to test. Don't like walking into it. You don't like walking into these two players here. LCM showing so much confidence in his opping. It'd be so easy to fall back right there, making GBB's life a little bit more difficult in that committed angle. But he dives back in for another peek, wins it. Makes GBB's job easy for a man like him. Now we're into another gun round here. BNC wants to get a little bit more aggressive. Some resources given to press the issue. The smoke could be awkward, but it should be weighted out here. He's hearing the rotations back in, though.
Oh, walking through the smoke, though. I mean, understandably, because he's going to get wrapped up from Playground, so instead of looking for the 1-for-1, he wants either the 2 or 0. Well, he just gets blasted. Solid. Off to a bit of a rough start.
Not exactly ideal here out of the gates, but again, you got LCM posted. He's got to cover all the bases, though. Again, this round, this map gets put on a lot of different timings here. LCM, though, could cover long in time. He said he's going to meet the brunt of this full exec, and he can't get past the smoke just yet. He's going to try to, though. He's going to try and stick around for these duels and walk straight into the ninth on op.
Yeah, disoriented with the flashbang. Nothing to be, so a stroll into the A site for Red Cannons as they'll finally break the streak from Solid. You say he stopped challenging that A site, but when GBB isn't home, it makes it a lot more of a winnable situation there. Red Cannons are not afraid of you as players. They play their game.
Yeah, they shouldn't be either. I mean, again, you've seen some great defensive efforts. You've seen some impressive fights being put forward. David gets caught in this utility here. They're going down. It's becoming a little bit of a pricier round here. You got money to spare if you're on this defense. Red Cannons keep this confidence rolling. And honestly, just every round testing this A side, it feels like they've only went B for a couple of those occasions. They feel like they have a weak point here, and I wouldn't say there's a massive weak point, but they do already have themselves a pretty comfortable 5 T-side rounds. Especially when you know what that defense is going to look like in the next half.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, you're kind of playing with house money right now. It feels like when you're at up to 4 or 5 rounds and what you were able to do versus Case yesterday. As David is back up to his short control antics, though. And, well, a wide swing there from BNC. He just beats the op on the angle, but David will not be letting him escape for long. And even going back in. Naichi. Oh, my goodness.
Oh, boy. But Venom Zera next on the docket.
They think it's empty. You know, there's been this non-stop AD faults. David inside of short. Surely we can get this guy. But then there's Venom Zera. Quickly traded, though, by GBB. Ooh. And Destiny at long range. Red Cannons with a really good call. Jareva 1 HP. And he'll get finished off. This round feels done.
And David eventually finishes his dinner, too. LCM definitely want to save this AWP. I guess you could probably get it out in the next round some way or another, but rather just ensure it. Have GBB buy up a couple of rifles for the squad here instead. Oh, David. He does walk back into the angle there. Nice shot from LCM at least, but not going to give him the go. Well, yeah, that was just an excellent read right there all over the place. Great positions for trades again. You think GBB is going to maybe have a chance to pull it back, but he's never allowed to escape. You got David who's working up the catwalk, and it feels like after all of those rounds of having to, deal with this constant A pressure, constant A crawls from Red Cannons, finally a lot of investment in the B side. It's not just David there. There's a whole lot more around that corner. A whole lot more than Solid bargained for, and they do get bested by it.
I like the conditioning, though. Because every time, David's been working out towards short. There's been a couple of these rounds where there hasn't been a monster player. Solid walk through this area for free. Okay, let's try and punish David. And then, boom, Venom, Zera, and Destiny. Ready to hand a couple back to you. Whoa! Ah.
Whoa.
A little bit of vertigo there. But a collateral there. LCM knows how to handle a barrel roll.
He does. Comes back into this one. Anything but dizzy. Giving David a quick spin right there. Venom Zera, definitely 2 targets you would love to have taken down and taken down low. The dream start already for Solid. It's going to wane the aggression just a little bit here for side of Red Cannons.
himself up. Oh, wow. Red Cannons. Their players are just so strong, you know? You killed David. We've got him, guys. There's plenty more from where that came from. Oh, but the train messes with the flash. Luckily, no one on the other side, and a perfect pop flash from short instead. CSO and LCM put into the box here as another Molly strikes true, and so does Destiny's shot.
Another one.
The floor is lava here for LCM. Forced forward into the fight. It just feels like there's nowhere to stand here for the AWP. He'll be able to get his bearings, though. And BNC, well, he'll come away with the kill. Venom's there at one right back. And just these remaining two players trapped inside the pit. Destiny will be able to lock it in on the LCM. And BNC will eat an up headshot for his troubles. Red Cannons stabilize again for a 7-5 lead.
My God, what a amazing kickoff here for Red Cannons in the first half there. You do see a little streak of rounds come through, 4 in a row. But in this recovery effort, again, you kind of talk about a little bit of dream start there. The noise that the flash made just getting caught in between the train tracks was insane. That replay gave me, like, that was like a squirrel right there that appeared on the screen. It completely threw my point off. But either way, they're going to be happy with 7 rounds. It's fantastic. Hop into this second half with the lead because they didn't get that luxury yesterday, and it still looked pretty easy on this map.
I didn't understand what you were going for there, and then I got it.
Just that noise is like music to my ears, like the weird like flash bouncing noise.
Where it's just like bounces like 100 times in a single second.
Yeah. And it still popped. I mean, that's quality stuff right there.
Yeah, I gotta get a manufacturer's review right there for that flash. Destiny, though, around the corner. Oh my goodness. He's not even it's David! What is happening in long?
Destiny was just a decoy.
Destiny had the easy shots there, Cole, but it was just David who destroyed them all at long range. Look at the line of X's. I'm pretty sure David had to hardly move his crosshair for those.
You can only imagine that Destiny said there like, I just hit one, I got one. And then he looks at the top right of his screen after the duel's finished, and he's like, wait, you got all those kills?
Oh my God. And Hardsound's gonna lock it in. David's a laser. I mean, not many.
That's tough. That's scary. That's scary right there. Nithon as well. Like both of those USPs are charging you down, and Destiny's just sitting there like taking the shots. See it. Up. Bye bye. Bye bye pistol round.
I mean, he just put his crosshair in one spot and just started clicking.
Wouldn't think that long was that small of a choke point, but turns out exactly what it is. If you're a player like David, don't have to do too much moving if your crosshair's just in the right spot. HE sails past him. That was a little bit disappointing, I can't lie. Could have been one of those beefy grenades. Chunky, as they say. Sometimes people say that. The setup's a little bit volatile, especially when headshots like that come through. Can be a little bit scary, but another one wants to tussle.
Hello there. Yeah, so just one fun Deagle headshot and nothing more as Hartzau zap CSO out of existence. Hartzau the same. Comfort here for Red Cannons as they move to... This is the zone for them on this map. It's the CT side. It's where... I mean, they thrashed Case on this side yesterday with like 9 rounds straight before Case even had an answer. And by that time, the game was over.
Yeah, Hardzal was able to lift off. And he gets 4 kills. It was up against the Ecos, but on the CT side. You'd love to have him playing well. This is fast here. Solid looking to speed things up for the first gun round. Taking charge towards long. These footsteps are heard. And there's a whole lot of reinforcements here on the A side for Red Canids.
They're not willing to push the issue just yet. A lot of noise being...
what the cue is.
Yeah, right?
The aggression.
There's so many sound cues being made right now from Solid.
Here we go.
Flash high, but it goes too deep. Hardzao, though, not able to deliver, but who else but David? His fallback has been cut off, or has it, as he swings forward anyways? He's even ready for the next. The Molly's going to push Shareva forward into the line, and David's on for the ace. This guy is unbeatable, invincible. And CSO is just left with his hands in his pockets.
It is the story that we've been bringing up here. It's like, oh man, we dealt with Hardzao. Thank goodness no one else is long. And then bam, David's there. When David's behind one of these riflers, it doesn't get any easier. It just gets so much harder. And just what an insane round to just put together. I thought, again, he was cut off on the cross. He was going to get clotheslined. There's no escape. But then he swings the possible trade right there and takes that duel and completely shatters the mental here of Solid. CSO, immediate save call. David dominates here again. Look at this. Oh my goodness.
Oh my. I don't know what to say. There's just nothing you can do. You just gotta tell him to win your fight somehow, but you're playing against David. You know, not many players can have, like, Deus as their, like... part of their in-game tag. Like, we don't add God at the end of every game or tag. Some people do, but we never literally say it as commentators. But we could definitely start calling him David Deus. That's for sure. He's back again, and there's another headshot.
There's the AK dropped. Your rifle down. There's your big gambit. Shut out, and he's not gonna let you get it for free. You're gonna have to work for it.
He's coming back in. No way! He gets a triple! He's looking for more. TBB actually took down Destiny in that exchange. As well.
Strange Tech 9 onto Venom's there as well. He's wising up to it, though. Keeps his distance. Nicely done. GBB has to do it all in this round, and there's an AK to be retrieved, but a flank to deal with here in Hardzao.
Yeah. Regrettably. Oh, he's getting stabbed!
Oh my god. Did you get two left clicks there or just one?
No, I think he got slashed once.
Slashed once. Imagine if Hardzao was like 1 HP and that's how he like wins the round.
I've seen that happen. I think I've
had it happen to me in my matchmaking games. I'm just tossing a couple knife shots around.
You run into a player and you
accidentally just get a free knife kill, but has to be low on HP. And Hardzao has a little bit of health to fall back on. He did get him twice.
Oh my goodness.
You got the right click. That could have been crazy. Here we go.
Wall bang.
Wants it more.
They're very close. A little bit higher up, and LCM could be feeling the burn.
A bit of re-aggression here. LCM got to challenge the op here. Could get a little head-to-head action. And Nighton has a better angle.
There's two op shots ringing out. Cool. And the bomb fumbles in towards the short side. 3 versus 5, and more positions are noted. Just Goodness, man. David, 20 and 9. And, well, GBV has been... He played an excellent CT side. Let's not get it wrong here, Cole. There's... Just across the map, though, it is utter devastation, demolition from Red Canids. T versus 5 walking a monster, and CSO is going to need a god round. That's not happening versus Venom's era, that's for sure. We're looking at map point for Red Canids.
Yeah, that we are. They're coasting to the finish line with what could be just a sweep on the defense. Looking sharp as can be. I mean, again, I feel like the reason we saw that domineering performance here from Solid, you had CSO delivering. We kind of underestimated Zareba in that series as well. There was a lot of big rounds from him. And just not to highlight a rough performance, but I think this veto is impossible for Solid to really lift off on with confidence. That they need those individuals to be available, and they need them to be in tip-top shape here in this series if they want to pull it through, because you do question like the depth here, obviously on Overpass, but then also you just got a tough task at next at hand here when you talk about Vertigo. This is such an interesting approach here. But it could be a quick first map at least. That's what they want it to be. We got Ards out with the Deagle. No, he just gets the AP out.
He takes out the...
Look at his style.
Takes out the Deagle. Oh, but his shoulder was seen. Not perfect on the off angle there, so... Hey, that's a freebie from BNC, and he even gets up close to the flower pots right now. Could be very unexpected, but... Oh, BNC instead gets burned out of position. Still comes away with the kill, though. And David will not be able to hold the line, as BNC will get Team Solid a freebie.
There we go. This has been a kind of a classic. Not for just Solid, but I feel like in CS2, we always see teams get to that finish line. Crossing it is never as simple. But I feel like that one more so a flash in the pan, a little bit lackadaisical there from Hardzao. The rest of the squad just giving him old-fashioned wide swing, a dry peek. And BNC does take advantage of every last one of those duels. So not bad at all.
But, like, how many more of those are you going to get versus this team?
Terrorists win. They learned their lesson from yesterday. Maybe a timeout could go a long way. Settle the nerves here if there are any on Red Canids. I don't imagine there is much, but just a bit of a awkward finish to yesterday's semifinal when they were up 11-1 and it came back to double digits for Case. You don't want to let that creep in at all.
Yeah. Went up to 11 and 10. Timeout. 2 rounds. Boom. Close. Everyone's like, "Oh my goodness, are we about to see the comeback of the century?" No. We had already actually seen that this tournament with a 12-2 comeback from La Ruganeta. That got them to playoffs.
They're up there in the points.
Yeah. Another playoff appearance.
Need to move past that first round, but getting there, you know. Piece by piece. Consistency is key here. 2 playoff appearances from that squad. We're talking about titles here and now, and Canada's hungry to claim it. Trying not to make the same mistakes as last round. You got Destiny, who's kind of locked in right now, and Venom Zera down low on this B side as well. Destiny might give him a little peek here.
Oh, shadow spotted, but it didn't matter. It almost set off the aim there from LCM. He wasn't expecting a player to be close, right? But oh, what a clear from Zareba. That was the bomb on the plate. But he gets it back for his team.
Wow, that's insane right there. That's what you want as Zareba. That's what you get right there. Taking down David of all players as well, who had his eyes on the prize, but gets blasted. One good flash could go a long way, but there's no utility here. They got to dry fight Destiny.
Yep. And oh, he's going to pass every test. Venom Zera eventually falls, but what a grenade as Jareva goes down to 2. Nithon, though, goes for a re-swing and gives a chance here. Destiny running out of ammo, but then there's a team kill to lock it in for Red Cannons. A little bit of a gimme towards the end, and they get it across the line. It's 13-6 on their pick.
Yeah, just closing that one out. No, it doesn't matter how you do it, as long as you do it with that confidence right there, and they don't let Solid get much. They give them one round, one little pity T round right there, operated by B and C rather, but it's quickly shut down thereafter. And again, that's sort of what we expected, especially out of the gates when we saw that T side start to really get off to the races.
This is really just what Red Cannons do as a team. This is their rifling core firing on all cylinders. While David cools off a little bit towards the end of that, he goes 130 ADR across the map, which is just mind-boggling stuff from a single player. And it's not just him. It's not like you can call this like a one-off performance. Again, Solid are a team that's trying to prove that this run is not necessarily a fluke. That 2-0 versus Fluxo, they can deliver that versus any team right now. But Red Cannons can do that kind of thing with the consistency.
Yeah, definitely the case. We're seeing that. And then you can spread that within any player. Any player, like you said, is capable. I mean, again, it's kind of been a surprise to see Venom Zera get overtaken as kind of like the best rated player on this team. But definitely you can see in the server that what he's capable of. So it feels like they're all just balancing out what is, great performance after great performance. And when, you really see those stars align here for Red Cannons, it can be some of the most exciting South American Counter-Strike that you get.
Yeah, I mean, it's all under this Red Cannons banner. But now moving over to Vertigo, we're in like extremely awkward territory. Neither of these teams even play this map. It's crazy to think that Solid decided to pick this one in a grand final. But surely they have to have something cooked up on this map, and they still have some decent elements. LCM, GVB showing up. We're going to toss this one off to a break. Maybe Solid can pull a comeback.
One chance. One dream. One match. One energy. One fight. One aim. One action. One hope. One expert.
very complicated job, but I love simple things so much. One move, one push. One touch. One love. One click. One XBet.
And so map number 1, just absolutely dominant there from Red Canids. It's exactly what we're supposed to expect from across the board of this team. The rifling trio is just simply too strong here, Cole. Can Solid possibly make a comeback in this Grands?
Yeah, I mean, definitely the case, because I feel like Vertigo is going to be such a unknown here for both of these squads. It's not won a lot when you talk about Solid, and it's definitely a surprise that they picked into this map in this Grand Finals. I think they've taken a little bit of risk. They're going to test some of the extremities. They're vetoing maybe even like they're an underdog, because I do think they are a little bit in this Grand Finals. So I feel like, you know, if they've got anything here, that they've got themselves well prepped for this map, and you know, hopefully that's what we get to see here on Vertigo.
Yeah, so map number 2. Vertigo here in this Grand Final. Solid. They pick into it, despite it being one of their worst maps in the pool. But surely you would expect them to have something cooked up on this one. Red Canids, very heavily favored, but 1xBet not without some belief that Solid could at least make this reverse sweep happen. All we know, though, Cole, is this map is going to be awkward for perhaps both teams.
It is. It's going to be fun, though. These sort of maps are always a blast, so looking forward to seeing the way that these two teams are going to challenge each other here. You know, a lot of experience, some of these individuals on this map. Nython, no stranger to a Vertigo. David, so many shots down range right there, just a fire away. Ends up finding one, but there's another lurk. BNC has a big flank here. Destiny counts it, but there's still David on the site.
Yeah, you still have to beat David in the very end to win these rounds. That is the overall problem, but LCM rolls through with a double kill. He has yet to scoop up the bomb, though, so Hearts Out is just going to fly through. LCM on the other side with the perfect headshot. He gets 3 on that A site to save Solid.
Okay, not bad there. LCM, again, he gave us a lot to be excited about there in that last, on that last map. His opping was very sharp. Couldn't really bring much of that to the T side, unfortunately, for him, but was able to do a whole lot defensively. You can see, starts off this T side, trusts himself with a little P250 armor action. Beautiful finish right there, wrapping that one up in a bow. Low HP, taking the fight, confident enough to do so. David with the Zeus, trying to figure out how he's going to close that distance. I like it.
Okay, Vertigo, we've kind of gone through this tier list before of maps that Zeus is pretty good on. I think Vertigo has to be one of the worst ones, right?
Yeah, I don't really know like a lot of good angles that you can take. He's found at least something. Sometimes, actually, there's one really good Zeus play that I'll do every once in a while.
Okay.
Where you just dive into B main, and you actually have the chance if they rush you down, and you know, take the close angle, obviously.
Yeah, but if they don't rush you down, Cole, then what do you do? You kind of
you can back up then. You back up. It's perfect against noobs because they don't shoot at you that well. But you know, once you get up to people that are, you know, what we like to call good at aiming, you know, not
like David.
Yeah. It becomes a little less effective. But hey, that's all about knowing your opponent.
Sure. I don't really know how to respond. That's all about knowing your opponent, Cole. Yeah, I'm in a pro match. I think this might work.
See, I mean, David, he gave it a little short go. I don't know. He didn't commit to the bit, though, is the only issue. He ran at them towards B. He charged like he was going to do it, and then backed up. There's a chance, because he had a close range MAC-10 nearby.
Oh, and well, Zeus not needed there. David down to 5 HP, but he'll secure the kill. And still more boost action here from Python. Even a deep smoke. They're just going to try and walk past.
Oh boy, hard sell. Around that corner lies an army for you to deal with. See what he's capable of here. Jiggling out, nothing spotted just yet. They're taking some really valuable real estate, and this timing is awkward, but he still wins it.
Still gets the first, at least. And David trying to dump his utility out, but CSO will get the finishing frag there. 3-on-3. Even trying to take deeper control, but Python eats the flashbang and is going to get wrapped up by GBP. Serious problems. Destiny, oh, he just has an angle around the side of the map. But he can't find anything. No one's giving him anything. And so this will actually be the 3-0 start for Solid.
Actually done right there. David, I mean, so low on HP, you had to have, you know, yourself either some time being bought there from Hardza or a multi, something or the other. But when he goes down, a quick one for one, a quick trade, that defense for David becomes impossible, obviously. He's got no health to work on. He just tries to get some utility down and save the round that fashion, but Solid. They do come through this good early game plan. This is what you like to see. Because when you make these risky veto decisions, you got to make sure that you got a little bit of energy and you got a clear, defined game plan here. And not just kind of lurking it out. We saw an overpass. We had a lot of individual efforts there rolling through. You know, if BNC wasn't able to find his entries and got shut down, there wasn't a lot. CSO was never feeling comfortable enough to make his moves over towards the B side. So you gotta have players that are feeling comfortable, and I feel like we're seeing a little bit of that out of Solid. Still early on, but it's a good early look.
Oh, but this one not much better. Consistently bringing out that boost for Red Cannons. And finally, it nets results as BNC tries to go too quick on the aggression right there. But still in position here for Solid. And Jareba on the hunt for some revenge. Gets spotted out. And so how about another boost? Out here. Python. He's going to be forced off by the Molly. Venom Zera on the flip side, though, has to go forward and still wins his fight. Awkward positions, but making do. And still fighting in front of these smokes here. Two powerful rifles. Shadow spotted there. Flashbang tossed in, and a lineup comes through. But Destiny will save the round with a double of his own. Looking like the first for Red Cannons.
Big time for Destiny here. I'll see him with his op. Give this a bit of a challenge. He's got to recover the bomb first things first, and then find a way to isolate these duels with an AWP. In the current position, there's not a lot of chances for isolation just yet. Backs are turned here. Timing's gonna be landed from LCM.
He's able to walk forward and even dodges out on a timing right here. He picks up the bomb. Oh, but he's gonna disrespect this short angle, I guess. Trying to get the plant money for his team. I respect it. But nothing gives. Selflessness never pays, Cole. Always be selfish.
Always go for the clutch. Always fake the bomb plant so you can get an extra kill. So it looks good on your KD. I'll see him now. He's one for the squad. Wants to give him some extra bread. He's got a good B spawn here, and they've been tussling with this B side all the time. This time, just a little Molotov. Chunk a quarter of your HP, and again, boosted up out of the gates here. They like that one. It's a move that they quite appreciate.
Ooh, that's a sick lineup for the volley. Whoa. I've never seen that before. I am stealing that. Thank you very much.
Jack, what's that? Python?
How's the typical one is Xbox clip that, but
True. You have and again, fights all over the map, but so much control being taken here over by the side of Solid. They gotta be happy with this. No,
Walk
this
through
is an actual
what?
play. This isn't an
Oh my-
actual play that we're watching here. GPP. What is that?
Don't try that play at home. Do not do that at home. He was walking into 3 players and it worked. Well, Destiny might just try the same thing. Just a moment. That was
no.
missed grenade.
Same
And
team.
BNC is down to 41. This is the chance for Destiny to get the opener and then something else, but no. He'll land the headshot and hard down. Nothing out middle. If I see any of you guys in my pugs doing that, especially in a grand final, that's a slap on the wrist right there. What on earth, GBB?
Well, you see, they won the round, so it was a good play. It's the rules of Counter-Strike. I don't make them.
I hate it.
Sometimes you just gotta Stewie 2K yourself through to a round. It is surprising. I mean, you are down a map right now. You want to get this this victory here, and I think GBB knows the responsibility is on his shoulders to maybe lift through a couple of these rounds. Zorib actually does find the exit there. Not bad. But that play is just insanity. It's just unbelievable.
And the fact that he gets the second as well.
Yeah, one was fine. One was actually just way better than you would ever anticipate, because you expect that play to just get leveled. But 2? That's insane.
Pushing smokes in grand finals. Oh, but things could start off a little wrong. LCM deleted. Start off this round now. CSO. His turn to face off versus the Desert Eagle. We get on the first. David, though, around the corner is quite the player, but CSO only taking body shots there will hold on to his life. Walking up into B, though, Venom Zera, he gets a tag. And now backs are turned to Destiny, who comes away with 2. 5-7 tears apart the team. Rifles up for retrieval here.
Got a bit of lurking going on right now, but it's not fully claiming the site control just yet. GBB, though, is going to beat them to the punch at least. That's good news. 13 HP on his teammate. He's got to, again, do more of that heavy lifting. Python makes a little drop on the flank. Shouldn't be heard, though. Shouldn't be accounted for. They're being so slow in this. There's a Molotov on Venom Zera. There's the smoke.
Venom Zera not going to deploy his utility just yet. And he doesn't see anyone cross into spawn. Nithon should know where these remaining players are coming from as he clears out the whole site for his team. Walking up, GBB looking the wrong way, and there's another pistol kill. CSO, they know he should be low. 13 HP. And a smoke for the defuse, too. And Venom Zera, though, the pre-fire from CSO! What? 13 HP and an ace clutch! This is unreasonable!
That is certainly the CSO from the semifinals right there. 13 HP, needs to find 3 more kills. And shuts them off at every seam. What felt like an impossible round with what was formulating right there is closed out by CSO. Absolutely incredible. The pre-fire at the top of default, just so impressive. You are going to be kicking yourself. Red Cannon's not missing out on that opportunity to lift off here.
the Glock to seal it as well. Now swinging wide towards ramp, though. The celebrations can't last long. It's already a 3-on-5 and another player on half HP. But with an op shot ringing out, it does equalize at the bottom of ramp. But Solid have to rethink the strategy.
Got some options here. CSO again getting up to his lurking business out towards middle. Taking some valuable real estate. Does he have the timings on the hard zow? So many angles to clear. So many angles you're vulnerable from.
Oh, timings. Time is a flat circle. And now CSO's been seen. It is absolutely insane how that duel should have happened about like 20 seconds prior, but both players just avoid each other like the plague. I don't see this ace clutch happening though, Cole. So much so that he's gonna save. I'm still a bit in shock from that previous one as CSO just pistol whips down Destiny with the Glock. I thought he was done. I thought at 13 HP, gust of wind essentially will knock him over. But hold the celebrations here as Red Canids come through with a clean round. Well, that's disgusting.
Wow. You love their boosts. It's got to be a little bit frustrating for Solid getting caught out by those boosts. That's like the worst feeling. Especially when you try and check it every once in a while and they're just not giving you any vision here. But finally, what could be a little bit of relief, it might not be. There's still AKs in Zareba, GBB, and an AWP and LCM saved over. So you just can't take any of these rounds lightly here. If you're Red Canids, we continue to keep up that intensity here. David trying.
Ah!
Alright.
I thought that nade went over. I'm just saying.
Fortunate ricochet right there. We'll bounce back. Again, always a little bit of concession being made. It feels like on A. Always a bit of a risk in making those sort of
Nithon
claims.
Oh, Nithon. Not going to be able to readjust. Gets a dink on a GBV, that's it. And now... HE. Not quite on the money. Instead, it's Venom Zera who goes over the top to just make sure that GBV is dead. Now even a boost up from Destiny that can stop the cross from this AWP.
Smokes are going to fade. There's still more, though. There's a lot more utility on this T side to recycle those. Not a lot of time left. 20 seconds.
Here comes another round of utility, but no Molly necessarily. And they're tossing in deep utility instead. But CSO on entry duty is good enough. And then there's Venom Zera, though. And with 5 seconds on the clock, that bomb needs to be covered. And it isn't. Dropped by David. And no chance for LCM to get the finishing kill. Red Canids at the last second will get it.
Oh, man. Absolutely saved right there. Venom Zera, just unbelievable that he finds that secondary kill, forcing the panic to set in for Solid of trying to get into that site for another player. If there was a bomb plant that would have been started, you had coverage with an op, you had another rifle covering your left side, it very well still could have been denied, but way less likely. But you know, again, this timer starts to tick against you. That panic starts to set in here. You got 8 seconds left when Venom Zera finds that kill. And that's when things get a lot easier, a lot more straightforward.
And now the wheels are starting to spin for Red Canids as it's just LCM holding on to an op, but punished for his transgressions there. Venom Zera blasted through the tarp. And Nithon is also in trouble. Isolated plays being made, and he's let a player go past him. He clears a 6. But instead, GBB with a disgusting timing. He even picks up the M4. Smoke's fading, and Nithon's down. This is going to have to scramble, rotates. And on the eco here, Cole, we could be in for some trouble as GBB's already on the site. And this round just feels over.
Wow. That's just so surreal right there. It is over. This is going to be a save. Solid managed to slip the gap. LCM. He's saving this up in the short rounds that they lose, but still, every time it feels like he's able to deliver impact off the back of it. GBB finds just a masterful timing. He has been doing that all game. Just playing this instinctual Counter-Strike. Pushing smokes. Getting big positions. And when you have an op like LCM doing this well here on Vertigo, plucking players out piece by piece. I mean, honestly, just playing over towards A ramp and finding success every chance he gets. Every time an overextension comes through, he's landing the shot. Every time that a small little misstep comes through there, it's all capitalized on. And 4v5 and a bit of a, you know, again, a tough situation there. You only have this hero up. Look at the awareness. GBB's on site when he's finding that shot right there and being that careful.
Yeah, it's oversteps from Red Candidates. I think that's what's cost them a lot of these rounds. It's made these rounds maybe more volatile than they need to be. Looks like a nice call is coming through. As moving in towards middle, it's an isolated fight from Hardzao. Drop his utility back to his B teammate. But even Hardzao gonna glide further towards that A site. There is so much conviction that it's heading A right now. But instead, in some trouble here, David needs to hold on and scrambling for rotates. Hardzao, the solo player, gets 2.
He deals with the mid prong, but it's still that B vulnerable. Flash avoided. Hardzao, more work needs to be done. GBB gets bested on this lurk. They try and flood in. But GBB going to continue to aggress. He catches him, and now the bomb is just in purgatory. LCM stuck in between sites and doesn't have any longer.
But he has isolated 1 versus 1s, Cole. Of course, it's the recipe for a clutch. But eventually, he has to start making footsteps, and oh my goodness, if he connected a headshot with that P250, we'd have a different round. But Red Cannons will barely hold on to that one.
I'll be able to skate by. Brutal stuff right there. Able to just about hold on to that one. Hardzao, a lot of credit given to him for dealing with that mid-prong approach. But also solid, I feel like that classic situation there of getting caught with too much real estate and unsure what you want to do with it. Again, you get stuck in between, not where you want to be. David, unbelievable spam right there to add to the man advantage, make it a double. 2-man advantage now here. It's up to, again, these tip-top shape individuals here. GBB looking to do it again on this A side. He has been so consistent.
Oh my gosh, and the boost again is going to take another as GBB goes down low. HE gonna sail him past him though, but Destiny will be sharp on the shot. And Red Cannons are finding these stabilizing rounds to their CT side. Up to 5.
They're giving themselves a little fight back. Soft start to this half, but really looking to send this one on in. I mean, I think they might have boosted in 10 out of the 12 rounds here so far on this A side. I would say if it's not broken, don't fix it, but they have been caught off guard a little bit towards A. So there might have been some holes in this defense, but Red Cannon's looking to patch some of those up at the end of the half here.
Yeah, I mean, it really is the individual stepping up at the very end of this. In that gun round, when Hardzao solo rotating through middle, picks up both mid lurks. Like, you might say for most teams that's not something you can rely on consistently, but that's how Red Cannons have built their roster. Oh, but another 4-man A stack. And once again, it'll come down to an individual.
They're gonna reclaim it, and it's just gonna be too late. This is a great chance to try and cap off a half strong. I mean, there's just no accounting for this mid setup. David has no idea. Wow.
I'm not 100% on that one, Cole.
I don't know either. But again, as we said, the history just not there here for Red Cannons, and so it's good on Solid to exploit it.
Good nade, though. They will try a retake, but LCM immediate headshot on the Venom Zera. And there's just too many angles to deal with across the site. But, oh, Hardzao does spray transfer. Problem is, Destiny took too much damage on the inbound. CSO's double kill is going to lock this one up. This will be 7 for Solid, despite the cool shots. Get all the kills here for Destiny, but the bomb goes off on B. Solid call right into the, I would say, just the miscommunication across the map here for Red Cannons.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree with you. I was massively surprised you're taking such big gambles on the round going towards A right there. Feels like they wanted to call a little A retake play, but they do it way too late and with a little bit too much commitment. See what they have on this T side, though. Got a lot of utility here for the pistol. Couple belts and display here. Destiny to charge it up here. It's only one defender. CSO has it all to do this time.
Oh boy, it's a reversal of the last round of the previous half. Red Cannons hit a weak B site. Trying to get that plant. And in the post we go. They gotta be quick. Obviously, the primary resource in these retakes are those kits and the utility. One smoke will dribble in, but another resource is they need kills, and they're not finding it. It's David with a double, and still sitting pretty in the 2 versus 3. They haven't even made progress to the bomb yet. The dual Berettas from Hardzao will chew through the remainder. LCM will get some kill reward bonus, but this is the pistol for Red Cannons. Wrong, Destiny.
Sure. We'll get him eventually, whatever. Not too concerned about that. More concerned about the pistol success there out of the gates. CSO, they place their full faith in them to hold down that B site. Give him a little bit of dual Beretta and armor action, and hey, maybe he kills 2 there and the retake is possible, maybe he doesn't. And it's not as possible, but it's just more of a gamble call in that round to try and get away with something. To really try and sink this map home. Solid don't really do so. They do get a force buy, though, off the back of the massive amount of kills that LCM had picked up. He's able to get an A1S into the server.
Ooh, but
CSO's down early.
This is going to be a problem. You know, it's whether CSO's having a good day or a bad day, and well, early on in the CT side, worrying signs. Walks forward here for the 5-7, instantly traded by David. And, well, that was the bomb drop towards the stairs. It'll take some delay to pick things back up. Destiny just be holding on to mid as LCM walks right into the Galil right there. Rifles will be retrieved, but this is a save. Question really is, can Solid put up a defense to force a third?
If LCM just keeps it up, right? I think he just needs to keep it rolling. And GBB can be right there alongside him. I think definitely the case. Opping was absolutely pristine in that first half. The T-side aggression was so perfect from GBB. It's going to require more of a full team effort. You can see again out of the gates that CSO's already being pressured here on this B site. You know, 2 rounds in a row. A lot of intensity put his way. Oh, I don't even know what he saw there. It's insane.
Might have seen the jump up top of the pillar.
Potentially. Get a little aggressive on the hunts. They do get a lot of damage done. And they do get some decent rifles saved on too. So that's good news. We'll see if they can do any damage again. Can CSO being pressured here. But he's got backup in the form of B and C this time.
Yeah, and a lot of damage goes down onto David. That nullified. ENC could be in some trouble though. He's looking for headshots across the board, but it's actually Nython who is just flying up right now. A flashbang comes through. Oh, he still makes the cross. As long as he gets the space, the rest of his team will follow up as it is a firing squad. Hard Zao and Venom Zera pick apart the defense. Just what is a disassembly on the B side. Venom Zera with 3.
You look at that early, and you do not think it's going to go that well for Red Cannons, to be honest with you. But Nython is sitting there just drawing everyone's attention while Venom Zera is popping some shots. They've got the entries with Hards out. Again, the space creation is so incredibly valuable right there from Nython. He's the one that says, I'm going to take charge right here and give my roster the room to breathe on that B exec when it was getting a little bit awkward and they were just dwindling. Intensity on this B side. They are unrelenting when it comes to the aggression here. CSO, beautiful angle to take. Full of attention being drawn out here, and it is a man advantage manufactured.
Able to pull it back there. Nython takes a bit of damage the same. There will be a boost up though. Good. And he catches off Zareba. There could have been the headshot to end the round.
No.
Instead, it's a scroll wheel. Instead, it's a scroll wheel jump there from Nython. Shield sets will be brought into play, but there's just not enough manpower. There's one Venom Zera, though. Is that enough to make up for it? That's a good question.
Oh
this
my
angle's
God.
being watched for, and oh, but Zareba will be ready for the play. Destiny does get a spam kill, but it might not be enough. Digits are in, but this clutch just doesn't really feel right. Walking through. Real patient here, though, is GBB. Hoping for a reposition. Jumping up, sees a shoulder, and gets the first kill. He's in it. Destiny is in it to win it for this round, but Jarebo not blinded. Very fortunate there for Solid.
And you know what happened right there as well? Just wild details. Zareba's getting spammed right there. I thought that maybe it was heard by Venom Zera, and he was going to check it, but then Destiny actually just straight up lands the kill onto somebody else behind Zareba, and I think that kind of made Venom Zera think he could get away with that without being watched, without being covered, and discounting the noise that he initially heard right there. It's absolutely wild, but nicely done from Zareba to do his due diligence. Make sure that that thing doesn't get out of control. But it so quickly could have. It's an important first gun round. Destiny gives you a little scare. And the clutch makes you work for it.
Destiny really wanted to put the pressure on to B, but Solid stamped their foot down and say no. We want to go even a step further here. Solid, really putting a lot of presence across the map.
There's just so much early influence in the map control here. Can leave you a little bit dry on utility in the long term, but they're still holding on to that for now, and they're still holding on to a lot of this map control that they've invested into early. Off angles being maintained here. Looking good for LCM. They're ready to collapse. The attention being drawn, but the shots roll out from Venom Zero. One better.
Yeah, and so now a fly into A site. Great nade. Sinks right onto Venom Zera, but still sole A site defender. It's just BNC left to spam with a FAMAS.
It's got so much coverage on this flank as well.
Yeah, this doesn't feel real here for Solid. Bomb plant's coming through, and this is a save. They're in T-spawn right now.
Yeah, as they were routing through that flank, you were thinking David's going to feast. He's going to get some freebies. But they actually just routed towards spawn here instead. Pretty disciplined decision-making here from Solid, giving them chances with more gun rounds. We know the damage that was done there. And that last round was threatening from Red Kennedy, so... no economy really built up here for the squad. I think Venom Zero is going to need to figure out a way around this. I don't know if he's going to survive here.
I think he should. I think he should
Gonna get
actually be able
boosted.
to. Body block him! You will not pass! Yeah, there you go. Down to only 10. This bomb on Vertigo's a joke, Cole. You don't know that.
I do know it better than most, actually. I thought it did 60 damage, but it might have been planted on different than default,
This is...
so that you don't get spammed.
I mean, this is it, Cole. Red Cannons are... If they win this round, could extend themselves into a tournament-winning position right here. Solid going for the gamble. They pick a risky map. Now they're down 9-8. This is the round that we're calling must-win territory. But Venom Zera is saying no. How does he fly up? 2 instant headshots. He's a guillotine on wheels. But BNC will at least answer back with 2 in this one to stabilize for Solid. As damage control brought out here for the CT side.
They got here to try and finish. Hardzow getting loud about his side hall creep
What?
up here. BNC, a big kill. Not being able to trade him out just yet, but they do find him eventually. And it's equals. It's still a 2v2. It's must win right now. BNC's put it into an opportunity.
Jump spot. Sees the flank. Sees the flank there for Nython. He swings into the angle with the op. And the last should be known here. CSO spams the smoke. He's hoping to catch the cross here. But will not get a chance. Will lava flashbang through. Hardzow falls back into the post plant. Life becomes so darn difficult for CSO. And he has to win this for his team. He'll start the fake defuse. But Nython will just hit the shot to end it. Venom Zera flies up ramp, deals with the defense, and Red Cannons close.
Just hyper speed right there. Coming through from Venom Zera. You just can't account for it. Instantly getting pressed upon like that. And look at this. 1 is enough, but again, he doesn't stop at 1. He takes it that extra mile there. BNC, I mean, again, catching them a little lackadaisical right there. But when you have Venom Zera opening up the chapter there, and then Nython putting it to bed, this deadly duo is looking to close out this map.
Team Solid have set a trap. They're not putting as much presence. I say that. They try a triple grenade. And that reveals the positions. Still really wanted to brute force this one here for Red Cannons. Could cost them a lot.
They don't really shy away from a fight towards B ever. They would love to get these fights downrange here. So much utility being dispensed, and again, just keep going, getting these stride duels, keep giving Venom Zera a chance to work. And he just starts to feast here in this T side.
18 and 12. Hardzow blinded up in the open. Doesn't matter. He has Venom Zera to back him up. Of course, there's BNC, who's really keeping his team in this game. He'll drop down into the site, though, and standing in a 1 versus 3, now spotted out. Now getting flanked, but
No way.
it's not over yet. He's on for the ace and needs it for his team, but David's going to take him down, and Team Solid are back to square one.
Awareness there. And BNC really trying to put this one into position where they can actually pull it through. He really gets the 1v4. Just can't escape. You just can't escape here, this Red Cannon squad. We're hungry to close this thing out. Do it on Vertigo. They're just gonna charge into David here? Is that what we're doing?
They are, but David doesn't now starts to raise up his crosshair. Didn't seem prepared for that fight. Another force buy here from Team Solid. But is this the one that's gonna net results? And around the corner, it's Hearts out with the bomb.
Already up mid here. Destiny has a insane lurk right now to roll through.
But it might not matter if GBB's still on the scene and CSO delivers on his fight. Non-stop force buys from Solid could finally pay off. Hardzao, not going to clear perfectly. Oh, gave himself a chance, but nothing gives. 1v5 here for Nighthon. He's just been spotted out. GBB's better. And on the force buy, Team Solid are victorious.
Here we go. We've got ourselves a game here, I feel like, off the back of that big round. One of you is kind of shot into an awkward spot. Nighthon's got plenty of bread to go around. Might get yourself a just rifle here. Trying to even out a little bit of that economy, get a half by going. But off the back of that, you look at the CT side, and they picked up Ops AKs as their reward for winning out a crucial round.
Oh.
And a backstab for your hero rifle. He wants it. You can have it.
All right, well, that's
Oh.
going to Hardzao now.
Wow.
Not like
That's
this.
a little bit frustrating right there. You got to give credit to Nighthon, though. You need to keep your nerves cool, calm, and collected. That's the leader of this squad. Tough to do when you're going to get blasted by that HE.
Yeah, now into a crossfire, or is it? Hardzao delivers with the AK. The NC now could be in some trouble. Down to 39, but now has help and support from the site, and they simply can't challenge him. LCM will deliver on his duel. And while David does scoop up the AK here, a perfect flashbang. And, well, it just buys time for Jareba to activate on that flank. Team Solid bring this to within 1.
Could go all the rounds. Very well could. Excellent defense. Great utility usage from Solid to make that easy. And then again, BNC just not really giving his life up there. Just becomes so much more scary if he drops in sandbags. But they didn't have any utility to flush him out. So the support comes through so quick. It's been a real battle. Just a war in the trenches of this B control between these two teams. Both want it so desperately. Both fight so hard to get it.
David's going to continue walking forward. Really wants this fight. Now lobs a flashbang forward, and
Oh no.
he blinds his teammates in the meantime. Jareba lobs in the molly, and it just gets so weird. Jareba gets another kill, and Red Cannon's trying to force this control. Nighthon does have a cross covered, though, and Jareba eventually will drop, but they fought so hard for this.
It's being taken. It's really being discovered now. Eventually, the fourth man turns that corner, and it's just a whole lot more clear. Solid take more real estate. And now you're going to have to execute into such a powerful defense. So much presence. Flash play, though. A little bit of re-aggression from CSO. It's a little bit risky right now.
Oh, but he makes noise on the inbound and does not clear his corners. Hardzao knows there's a player behind him. CSO didn't, though. However, GBB does come through with coverage, but they let go of mid. They let go of mid. GBB And Destiny, he finds a double. GBV and LCM are down. This was supposed to be the given. This was the 3v5, and now they have to know. BNC, he's that A player, non-stop. Now been jiggle peeked out and been spotted by Nithon. Flashbang sails on in. BNC on the peak, but he gets the first headshot. It puts it down to Destiny. Gonna play the off angle. Long range spray gets it. Clutch up for Solid, and they're still alive.
Unbelievable clutch. BNC is just backpacking them through some of these rounds here, forcing Solid to the distance on Vertigo. What an incredible clutch. I mean, again, just given so many fights right there as well. Red Cannon's in the post plant. They know exactly where he is, and they just keep peeking him. They just keep fighting him here. And it is going to be a big breakdown in Red Cannons. They had that in the bag. I mean, both teams really had it in the bag here. They discount Destiny's lurk towards middle. He finds a magical timing, but needs one more magical spray, and BNC is the one that comes out on top there. You can't believe it. Zareba needs to ready himself here for what's around that corner. The flashes, the aggression's just gonna fizzle out. As could Red Cannons on this map.
Yeah, the flash is just not connecting there. As Zareba just free fires. Oh my goodness. I mean, took an ace clutch from CSO. It takes that from BNC in the 1v2. Saving his squad. And now it's map point for Solid. Blood, sweat, and tears to get to this point. One more to push it over the line for a third map.
Man, what an incredible pullback here. Again, Solid making some big risks. And picking into this map. They might just have enough in the tank here to pull it across a line. Still have to see though, because again, this B side, this battleground, has been tested time and time again, and again, Destiny has an insane lurk. There's no one covering this mid angle.
There's 2 players on this lurk. This is
gonna be
even
late.
more devastating. The jump up here from Destiny, he sees 2, but Hardzao is
You might have
already.
found him, but you wouldn't expect Hardzao.
What? But they're clearing this. They're clearing this. This is unbelievable. Team Solid, the awareness might have just paid off. And now a perfect flashbang. Zareba with the swing. Cole, Ancient is coming up.
Wow. Just incredible awareness right there. You think when they find Destiny, that's your mid comforts there. You've dealt with the lurk who's been constantly a thorn in your side. And Zera, I mean, 1v3, he needs it all. Needs every last ounce of that firepower that he can bring to the table, and he nearly had another. But it is shut down by none other than BNC to put a bow on that one. And somehow, some way, Solid make it happen. They take it to the third map.
Yeah, Ancient is coming up here, Cole. And, I mean, wow, what can I really say out of that map? It was just electric fragging from both teams. I won't say it was perfect CS from either side, but it was a battle. It was exciting. And, you know, it really was a test of the mental there from Solid. But the clutches that came through, BNC saves them. And, well, I mean, that's how the cookie crumbles. Maybe some frustration there for Red Cannons.
I would definitely be frustrated with them. They're going to be looking back at that 2v1 and just scratching their head. They actually can't believe it. This is a grand final, and that could have been your series point right there. And we are swinging in a 2v1 post plant where we know the location. You're going to be really sad looking back at that one. But, you know, obviously you got to bounce back. You got to come back stronger. And Vertigo was one of those maps that we said neither one of these teams super confident, super comfortable on. So I feel like we got what we expected. We just saw a solid roster that wasn't ready to give up on this incredible run that they've had.
Yeah, Solid are just proving themselves. They need to prove themselves that it wasn't a fluke versus Fluxo. And here we are. They're going to play Ancient, a map that they played in every single playoff series so far. We're going to toss this one off to a break. A grand final needs a decider. Ancient up next.
A very complicated job, but I love simple things so much. One move. One push. One touch. 1xBet. OneXBet and Eva Alfie present betting on all esports events on the website and in the OneXBet app. OneXBet. Play with Eva.
And so ace clutches and 1v2s is what it takes for Solid to push a third map. A chance to win the grand final here on one of arguably their best maps in the pool. It's a big question of why they didn't choose to pick it in the first place, but they are rewarded with an ancient decider.
Yeah, I mean, I think they made a massive risk in the veto here by leaving it to a decider, but they got rewarded. Like you said, Vertigo is going to be just barely closed out. They do the hard work. Now, I think, again, you can be a whole lot more excited for the potential. Obviously, Red Cannon's no slouches on this map, and it's still going to be difficult. I think we're going to see advantages on both sides, but without question, for me, this is going to be the best opportunity that Solid have to actually pull this incredible playoff run all the way through.
This is a really unbelievable moment, but yes, they disassembled Fluxo on this map yesterday. It was a life game out of CS2 with a 1.8 rating coming through from a guy who's normally sitting on the sites doing nothing, twiddling his thumbs for most of the round. He was doubling up in every single situation and kind of let off the leash, all things said, for this Solid squad. They've won it the last 3 times they played it in this tournament as well. They are having a ball of a time. Can they do it in the grands is the question.
Yeah, but not only him, right? It was also Zareba who was having massive, impactful moments. Obviously, CSO, I think, was like the biggest X factor in that game, but Zareba stepping up big time was a huge factor. He had so many massive rounds, so many aces that came through that were just a complete shock, and it felt like with that, right, GBB's job, you know, of like giving that typical performance, he still had that impact. It was just this very scary trio of riflers that they wield on Ancient, in where it feels like CSO can get a lot more active and he can be a lot more influential. It's very exciting that they have those sort of opportunities now that they're heading into that third map, because we talk about it so much with this this core out of Red Cannons.
I mean, it's honestly, I could almost call it an even battleground right now for this decider map. It's crazy, but maybe, you know, Red Cannons wouldn't leave it to the third map, or if they decided, or at least they wouldn't get a favorable third map here for Solid. They really wanted to play Vertigo over the switch. Just, you know, it surprises me. But as they get to see the decider, perhaps the light of hope here for Solid, to prove a lot of the doubters wrong. A lot of people probably going into this match said, easy 2-0 for Red Cannons. I don't see why you would believe in this Solid squad. But series after series, they're proving themselves. And a chance to actually win here. Not just make the finals, not just get your win over Fluxo and call it a day. Very much a chance versus this Red Cannon squad. Last map of RES LATAM number 2 is starting right now.
Here we go. I mean, yeah, this is no question just a phenomenal run for these guys. They have fought tooth and nail to make it to this point. They had to on Vertigo to just keep themselves alive, fighting a massive recovery effort from BNC. Really kicked it into gear to get to this. And they close what was a great playoff run. Or is Red Cannon still just too tall of a foe? Heading fast towards middle. Might get this fight. Are they going to just dive through the smoke? The Zareba is just running away, though, and trying to lead them into this 4-man stack.
I mean, yeah, he's just going to be the bait right now. And he stays alive as well. There could still be crossfires assembled inside of that temple position. Starting to shave away at players. Nithon actually deals with the B-rotate. Could that call the bomb back? But, you know, you're already open. You're fighting into the site, though. Now players begin to reveal themselves. David has no idea the dual Berettas around the corner. That's a bit of a jump scare. Now Red Cannons, they get the memo. They're going to go after that piece. Destiny can't get any damage downrange. There'll be a post plant. A Solid heavy up players.
And they realize it, but they realize it so incredibly late. It's now a 4v2. Venom Zera and Nithon to try and close this.
Yeah, and well, Nithon shaves off one, but Venom Zera unable to get the damage done. And CSO, oh boy, 2 crisp shots to lock up the round. Solid with the pistol.
Incredible work right there. Nicely done. I mean, again, just an excellent bait right there. When you see that sort of panic come through, you think, okay, he's running back into what could be an empty bomb site. Maybe there's one other person. And so what is such a massive surprise is Red Cannons just have more and more targets challenging them over and over again. Solid started off with a little bit of trickery here out of the gates. And out of the gates, you got CSO coming through with a little bit of confidence as well, which is good news.
In fact, he's not staying at home over towards that A site where he normally plays. Again, more recently, he's been let off the leash and allowed to roam the map. And here he is with BNC over towards the B site.
He does have a little bit more faith. I think he definitely has earned that. Here on this map, but right now Venom's there tossing some utility. Is he going to be pushed by Soraya? But you can see he's careful, he's weary of it.
Flashbang tossed
Met
in.
by an MP9 immediately and has to bail.
Yeah, LCM solo on the A-holes with the AUG, nearly a lineup double, but instead he goes for 0, and Destiny continues swinging forward. The pace here on the force buy is immense from Destiny as he sledgehammers his way into Donut. This round is done. Solid knockdown as Red Cannons come through with the force.
Well, dose of reality right there of who you're up against. A charge coming through from Destiny and Hardzal. Venom Sarah gives CSO a little parting gift right there on 1 HP. They might really look to close in off that, David. He will. He certainly will. And so a quick wake-up call here. Solid, definitely smiling as they closed out Vertigo and as they start off with a perfect read on the pistol of Ancient, but again, a healthy dose of that reality of these riflers as you head into round 2 up against the Force Spot, up against the Galils.
And now it's just 5-7s for the whole crew. Can be a bit of pocket AKs. They've got good moving accuracy. See if anyone dare test them. Might be in towards that A main position right now. David senses something. Oh boy, they're gonna challenge the crossfire. 2 5-7s, one on each side. And the Molly won't actually spread the GBP. There's a chance of BNC. He gets 2 and he stays alive. How is he living for this long as GBP also gets his chance? This is unbelievable. They test the setup, Cole. They get burnt. And they need to get the bomb. They need to get the bomb. 2 players inside a cave devastate the whole team.
I mean, that's just so brutal right there. BNC looking to be a hero again. David discounting the player right behind the smoke, but he's careful of it. He's weary. Not ready to give up on this round just yet. He's got to win out this duel, though. He just can't beat the 5-7 of Zareba. And Solid answer with a response of their own right there. Absolutely brutal.
The Molly didn't spread into the corner, but it never even mattered anyways, as BNC just wide swings and gets 2 off the 5-7. First is instant. Nightthon can't readjust in time. First bullet headshots and good running accuracy. I hate that pistol.
So frustrating. Red Cannons. Gonna be feeling that one. Zareba diving out towards middle. Might be caught on a little bit of awkward timing here. He's missed a chance, but the rest of his roster sure won't miss. BNC, other little opening duel form, or a little refresher of how that last round went. I don't think you're going to really clear here, Zareba.
Venom Sarah will not. So very thinly spread across the map, though. Still only 2 players on this defense. BNC needs to be good on this, and that he is. Spray does not connect for once. Out of David, and then the next challenger falls as well as CSO. Shoulder peeks him, basically. Down go Red Cannons. Excellent start here for Solid. God, BNC has just been so good for this Solid team. Really being the consistent factor that this team needs. Sometimes he's a bit over-aggressive. Sometimes he makes some oversteps. But the firepower that he delivers is so immense for this squad, considering he's only been on the lineup for just about a month.
Yeah, it's just a huge time to step up here. You watched so many of those kind of heroes rise to the occasion squad throughout the playoffs. It was CSO in the semifinals who dominated, and Zareba stepping up in the quarters there. You know, maybe it's your time in this grand finals to show what you're made of on this squad. And already you can say that he's done enough with that Vertigo clutch, that 1v2. Because that just secured them this third map. But to start off the third map this way is absolutely fantastic for him. GBB looking to play off that. He knows the ecos are inbound. And he wants to farm them up. Those sweet ecos, but he really hunts it down and it does cost him his life. They're 1 for 1. Maintained though by BNC.
Just stays clean. David tried to walk through smokes, but CSO will not let the timing get the better of him. Getting finicky here with the pistols. Zareba will have none of that. As it is 4-1 now. There will be another buy here for Red Cannons. But this boulder for Team Solid has started moving. It's rolling down the hill.
Is chugging. Let this team get off to a good defensive effort here. You got some of the individuals rising to the occasion already. Big control and B lane control already being established here. Red Cannons call this timeout pretty early. They're charging up B side here already. BNC blasted out of the server.
Yeah, a little bit late on the peak there. Venom Zera to take advantage of it with crisp entries. GBB sending himself in, trying to save the round single-handedly. Not to happen. CSO will not try out the wall banks. On this 2-on-3, and Zareba has a tough off angle to clear. However, cross cut off, and oh my goodness, Zareba and CSO have delivered on their fights. Venom Zera has to finish what he started. He had 2 clean entries. And he'll open up with the first, knows where the next is. Not test this man, Jiggle peeks, and yes, he will deliver. Will not fall for the bluffs. And saves Red Cannons with the quad kill.
Yeah, I mean, that's a difficult clutch right there for CS, so you can only imagine a little bit of fear in his heart as he turns that corner. A nice attempt at the recovery there. It's just a little bit of energy injected there by Venom Zera. Desperately needed. So his 1x bet odds there kind of close the distance. Kind of even out. Just a tad. And that could be a little concerning there. It shows how diligent the Solid roster has been. David will be able to find himself too, playing around that smoke, somehow manages to win out the advantage.
But this re-aggression from GBB is very well timed. He will be in position to potentially multi-frag as the smokes fade. BNC also gets himself an optimal angle. There's no flash to break this. Someone's going to have to face check the corner here.
There's the flash.
There is a flash. There is a flash from middle. The setup comes through. I thought I was looking at all 3 of those players around the door. They didn't have a flash. But you know who does? It's David. What a call there from Red Canids.
I can't believe it. You're exactly right. Somehow David just cross map, still supporting his team as he finds the 2 entries. He throws the flashbang to land the layup. Just a one trade needed as it was the perfect popper to disrupt in between them. I mean, not only does that flash probably pull the attention away from GBB, it probably just distracts him and makes him look towards middle, but then it also just fully covers BNC as well. And you talked about it. The setup there was scary. It was threatening. But David puts every last bit of his impact in that round. Red Canids will be able to sing back with a couple of rounds of themselves.
That's the coordination you want to see there out of Red Canids. That's the cross-map communication. Team Solid will be put onto the back foot. Still is an AWP, and you know, LCM throughout this event stayed strong. Won't necessarily be at the scene of the play. Red Canids decide to commit, but looks like it's just a flurry of utility trying to force out some peaks. Now the real deal, though, as Destiny steps forward. Double spray down with David. B side is lost. Uh-oh. That's not what you want to see.
Oh
That's
my
not what you
God.
want to see. LCM's going to try and make it work. He has Jareba walking around the long side as well. But nothing gives. But not going to hit the big flick. He came very close to it, though. Good
There's
individual
no way.
effort there.
I think maybe Destiny had seen a barrel there, and that's
Yeah.
maybe why Hardsout peeked. But I can't believe you would be willing to, again, peek the operate there after what LCM was starting to do. I mean, especially in this series, you know what a little bit of small overextensions have costed you in these pose plants. And, it is kind of on brand there for Red Canids. They love a good wide swing. It's their nature. They have so many excellent aggressive riflers that it's just hard for them to balance it out. Even Nithon, when again he was able to rein in his style, I think he's had to as the IGL of this squad. But when we watched him on Pain, he was no stranger to a repeak. He would always that was his signature, a little repeak. He would never stop at one. That discipline could really go a long way for this squad. Fortunately, it doesn't cost them too much in this round. That last, rather.
Oh, and out mid. David.
Oh my
okay.
God.
It's Venom Zera instead who helps him out. Nade's gonna chase down CSO. He won't be standing for much longer. Here's another HE. But just falls short. David not really needed in this one. Venom Zera's got his back. There's another potential as he flicks on over. Venom Zera on fire.
Just an insane, just perfect micro adjustment right there. Lands it before Zareba. Near fire right now, but has to swing into the duel. And they just might get all the fights themselves. They might just feast, and they will. Venom Zera will put it to bed. It's David and Venom Zera flying out middle, and I would need all 5 of my team to challenge those 2 as well. It's just so brutal when you have to figure out a way to shut down these 2 individuals, diving through the utility and disrespecting all of your firepower and taking down your whole team.
The hilarity of that round. The hilarity of it. All 5 players for Solid go on the mid extremities. 2 players fall in donut, 3 in the red room. No one even fighting towards the site. It's the mid execute. And yeah, you do need all 5 players to take down Venom Zera and David. But simply said, Cole, they couldn't.
And now I'd be scared. I'd be scared to ever test mid again. Doesn't work with 5 players on a gun round. It might be something that you have to long-term concede here. A little bit awkward though in this A play. Timing not perfect though. Hard Side going to take some valuable real estate. They're caught a little bit, but it's just pistols. That's just USBs. It's not going to be enough here realistically. They are getting mowed down.
And there you have it. 5 rounds straight from Red Canids. They lost to 5-7s. That's not going to happen twice. And now they storm off with a massive lead. Venom Zera and David putting in the digits. Just these two players, they actually just feel invincible when they're in the right positions. When they're set up. There's no better tools you would want to have on your team right now. And now out middle, there's no smoke. There is no smoke for that. Disrespected GBB through the smoke. Himself, however, is going to get 2. Robbery here, as he's always here to save his team. And he's going to make his way back in. Smoke's about to fade, though. David, does he have more in him? He doesn't. As GBB will drag his team to the finish line in this round. As there's this triple.
Man. Dude, he just doesn't care. Smokes are never walls for this guy. Sometimes you'll never see a player push a smoke. They'll never take that risk. Because so many times it just leads you to instant demise. But this guy just shows no fear. And the man advantage manufactured there just quickly nullified it. GBB knows he needs to make a hero play. A hero he is. Be able
He's
to
the
slow the
highest
roll.
rated player in the tournament for a reason. After that last map goal, he sent the rest of Red Canids packing. Now last round of this one. And GBB again opens up, but it's not enough this time. Destiny, his second double entry of the B site. Maintaining that consistency, though the Molly could burn down a couple. Being planted in the open, but not in the vision of LCM, as well as Nython is a firewalker. He steps on those hot coals and picks up what could be the finishing kill here. Jareba and CSO will throw their hat into the ring. But this is a tough order for sure, as backs are turned. 2 of them, but no kills. This gets weird. This gets very weird. It's planted in the open, but they don't respect the cave position. And of course, that's where, well, you take down Venom's there. There's always David, as the saying goes. It's 7-5.
A little bit scary right there. All closed out. Safe and sound there for Red Can as they shut it down. A little bit of confidence. It is terrifying. Scary half there. Again, like you said, there's no relief. You're solid. You still have a tough challenge heading into this 3rd map. It never gets easy for you, even though you close out Vertigo. That's what Red Canids proved with that T side here. Now you got to operate again with this deadly defense that they bring to the table. Just about every map, the CT side just gets bolstered by the fact that they just have so many incredible riflers.
Go heavily in towards the Red Canids' favor. However, a pistol round could really settle things for Solid, but BNC walks forward and doesn't clear his corners. Nython does miss the initial, but not fast enough on the reaction. But all across the map here, Solid walk into an empty B site, but there are players ready to pounce as soon as that bomb gets planted. LCM gonna be trapped inside this corner, needs a couple of headshots here, but running out of ammo is Nython. Venom Zera, though, has got infinite of those. And then Nython just, sure, I guess. Triple kill for him in the pistol.
Never even close. Nython ensures he doesn't miss on that last shot, and the retake is successful. A little bit late on the arrival. But hey, You know, it's always a bomb plant. There's always a chance at a second round force buy. So solid. We fall a little bit short in the pistol, but the investment's immediately brought out here, of course. Especially with that man advantage, you're really hoping to claim it. Needed just a tiny bit more output right there from some of the actual B site players proper. CSO could never arrive onto the scene. Here's that force buy that we were talking about, though. Here's a full investment. See if the Galils are enough to bypass what's coming at them.
Being very safe about this one. Venom Zera going for the risky jump peaks. And now sees the players marauding up. Molly gets deployed as well. Flashbang to the sky, but LCM with the perfect popper himself. David falls next. The perfect pieces of utility. Rain on in. Is there anything to stop this plant? It's getting out in the open, though.
Ooh.
Ardzao does not nail it properly, though. And it's time to back away. Team Solid with the force buy.
That's just perfectly executed right there. I mean, LCM prioritizes the utility. He makes sure that his teammates have something to walk into that site with. And, you know, if you're Solid, you're just so thankful that he does invest into that, because it just gives him so much real estate, so much space. Flash is so well placed. And Red Canids just left shocked on that B site. And through those 3X marks, those defensive players unable to coordinate. And save successful for the last two players, but that helps as well.
So there was a T side flashbang, or CT side flashbang that was meant for the peak. But the pre-fire is good enough.
Just hold mouse 1. That's all you gotta do. It's the same rule as the smoke spam that we were mentioning. You get flashbang, just hold mouse 1. Keep shooting, they'll eventually walk into you.
As they say, what's the worst that can happen?
You're a sitting duck. Maybe he was, but he still delivers here. It's a bit of an awkward HE. Gives him vision, but that HE might seal it. Oh my god, 2 HP. So low. But why not just move on over and take some more health off of Destiny as well? This force buy is just getting whittled down here.
However, there is a boost. The AUG gets up top. Or at least is trying to. Big question was, I think that might have been seen by LCM, or maybe not. Jareba will lose a lot of his health for that jump peak.
Yeah, a bit of valuable information right there, but like you said, not so healthy anymore. They want to continue to brute force so to where they know a rifle is, though. The rifle. Do they have plans to go elsewhere? There's not a lot of time to take space elsewhere, so they might just have to be left to brute force away into B here versus 4.
Yeah, but the smokes. I mean, David is actually going to step in front of it. He's trying to get some vision in through the smoke spam. David, around the site. Possible here. GBV now been seen, and they're actually walking up. David, he didn't get all the info he wanted. And so it just leaves pistol spamming the smoke, but a lot of damage, and Hardsout cleans up a flank.
Wait, gets a rifle for his troubles, and a big kill right there from Nithon to get this one back activated.
Jareba is just a hair's length away from going down. GBV falls next. They're running out of players here for Team Solid. We can see back-to-back force buys. Looking to deny it all, though. LCM from inside the corner, and there's no kit. Arzo has to run him down, and LCM will show up with the clutch. 1 versus 3 on the post.
Oh my god, LCM just capitalizing right there. So many low HP bars to just break on down. And he saves his team the worry. It's again, that just feels so incredibly terrifying. You're behind the smoke walls, and the only player you gotta take down is David on the site, and they do so effectively, but they also took a lot of damage in the meantime. You lose your lurk as well. It feels a little bit less winnable. LCM's there. Another massive clutch for Solid to pick up in this series. Just kind of a, what feels like, could be map defining almost.
I mean, it certainly was on Vertigo with 2 of those, but Red Canids have got the players to try and offset those. Venom's there. He wants to play this game. He's begging you to swing him.
Give him a duel. Give him an isolated fight. He will take that any day of the week. You might have to do more of that swinging into them. I gotta give that a challenge here. It looks like they're kind of ready to flood down ramp, but hit the brakes. Instead, just assemble themselves in a setup. Again, this setup could be deadly.
Yeah, BNC will be posted up. What? Venom's era! He just spins around 90-degree into lightning strike down Solid. Then there's Nighton's USP, but this round's not over for GBB with hands his back over to Destiny. Bomb out.
What?
Venom Zeros, he's like Zeus striking down thunder.
He just smites him right there. You thought he was gonna get caught off guard. He's low on health as well. He has no HP. 90-degree flick. Let's see if we get that back here. That's just so surreal. Look at that!
What?
2! 2 as he runs away in a panic from the Molotov. That only he can get away with a play like that. And Solid don't even know what hit him. They didn't do much wrong right there. They just got smoked by a Deagle, by Venom Zera.
And you talk about the clutches being map defining, but right there, it's players for Red Canids that can swing it right back on the full eco, on the pistols. Just the $700 investment is worth everything.
That's why it's so crucial to say it could have been. It could have been map defining. That is. If you were just able to take down that pesky Venom Zera, you were just able to capitalize. If you were just able to land, you know, a quicker headshot, but it's tough to be quicker than this man. Unbelievable. You just cannot make that up there. It feels impossible. He's on the fly trying to transition in between the full execute that's being thrown at him and somehow pulls magic out of a hat with the Deagle. The mechanics on this man are way too sharp. Solid have to rebound here with 2 Tech 9s.
And well, rebounding they are. By just blasting into the A site. Nighton, though, he does miss the initial and the second. They're in. Hard Zhao, though, with open sight lines. Go down to the hands of Shareva. But look at this, David. He's not done. Perfect flashbang. LCM, though, will not fall. CSO comes through with the kill. Now 3 versus 4, but that bomb is still on the ground. Someone needs to pick it up and plant. Actually, it's still in spawn, Cole. The bomb is still in spawn.
No, we didn't do that. We didn't do that. Not right now.
No.
Oh
no,
my god. Oh. All right. Here's the challenge. Again, a rebound is how we described it. They got a rebound in the round itself here. CSO in a nasty off angle. Is he gonna be cleared? No. A freebie. Destiny. Give his life to the cause here. Venom's there around the corner. CSO. He just breathes life into such a terrifying mistake. It's just gonna be the round. It might have just saved them as well.
It's just unthinkable, man. Not like this. Not in a grand final. You know, it's I understand, like, they want to get the pace of the call down. You know, like, guys, we're just gonna hit the A side. We just gotta go, go, go. Like, trying to inspire the troops. And they stumble over to one another and leave the bomb. But it works out. It works out because CSO is back to having a hell of a map for his team. He did it versus Fluxo, and now he's here again.
It just saves them. I think it almost saves them. I don't know what it would have looked like if they just got the numbers punched in. That could have been a whole other challenge, but CSO just a perplexing reposition. And if you're Red Kennedy, you're wondering, why didn't they ever plant the bomb? What is happening in this round? And just a massive off angle from CSO. Again, it keeps him in the running for every last round here. Zureva flying out towards middle, but not a bad trade from BNC. It's just immediately equalized. Hardzal, MP9 will keep the man advantage alive.
Scraping together the dust from the pockets there to get out an MP9 for Hardzal, and even goes back to pick up that AWP. AWP available for Hardzal. Where is he going to bring it? He's just holding it towards middle. Team Solid spread out across the map. They're looking for an isolated fight. Right now, Red Cannons, they just lie in wait. Utter patience here as Hardzal still holding the angles here from the red room. But he lets go of the line as they jump out middle. The headshot is in, and David in trouble.
I mean, he's trusted with the A site all on his own in an MP9. He doesn't fall back. No, he fights forward.
He's putting it on himself here, but he can't get it done. Not the weaponry for it. Destiny, is he just going to try and send himself through this? Fake plant, and he goes through the edge of it. Round the side, he almost gets LCM. Covered by CSO. But Venom's there, and now he knows both positions. Now he gives himself another chance, as he will sneak his way out from Temple. CSO will go down. It's Venom's there. 5 bullets in the mag, but LCM is more precise. Another clutch for Solid in the 1v1. It's 9-all.
LCM able to deliver in another massive 1v1. It just saves them. This guy, I mean, 4 out of his 9 kills here have been put into these just game-defining clutches. And there is another one. There's another big win up against Venom Zera. Again, you wouldn't blame him for shaking, for faltering, but he still holds his ground, and that breaks some money for Red Cannons. That makes this path a little bit more straightforward, and maybe a pathway to a lead for Solid here. Because this time, Venom Zera, he doesn't have a deagle. He doesn't have a round to play.
These mind-boggling rounds versus the clutches from Solid. This unstoppable force versus a movable object. The one that's moving right now is Solid. We're moving into the lead. CSO is going to have some fun on this side of the map, but it's already the B site taken. GDB hungry for some ecos, and boy, will he find them as he lines up a triple. David just straws here as oh my, he's just so good, Cole.
He's a
I don't
man
know
on
what
a
to say.
mission right there. He said, one way or another, I'm gonna hunt you down. Sorry,
That's
CSO.
determination. That's prime hating. Right there.
Yeah, no, understandable here. He's gonna go down with another. I mean, you know, you're talking about a little bit extra kill reward, forcing a little bit extra reinvestment. It's always something that you like to see. Boy, oh boy. Solid, what a time to reclaim this lead. It's been scrappy. It's been so incredibly intense for both of these teams. We've been going through the ringer, the Counter-Strike circuit of non-stop play. In South America, they continue to fight forward. Very few rounds of regulation left here in a grand final.
And David has to make do in one of these very final ones, but the molly doesn't spread. David's got to be furious. He never had a chance to play the round.
Oh,
Neither
boy.
will Hartzell. Double entry here from CSO, of course. Destiny goes down to 17. He'll keep his team in it. But running out of chances. However, walking through the smoke, GBB will be found. Are they going to try it now?
Comfort on the lurk right there. 3v3, it's equalized. The big difference is the HP bar is so incredibly low. I think that might give us an answer here. They don't look super intently on
What
giving
is
this one a go.
happening?
They keep on fighting here?
They're trying to push into spawn right now. Imagine if Nithon came away with a kill.
Drops
That
the
felt a
ball.
little... Yeah, I know. Oh, the HE sinks down onto Venom's Era, but a back turned. He thought his teammate had it. Venom's Era. Oh my god, he's going to get his team into the round. CSO needs another clutch. Another clutch for Solid, and he's looking good for it again. Underhands the flash. Does not see anything. Now wrapping the sight. Venom's Era. Fake onto the bomb defusal. Swing out from CSO. He goes for it, and there's time here for Venom's Era. There will not be another clutch today from Solid.
Oh my god. They pull that one back piece by piece. It starts off with what looks like a classic CSO and playoffs on Ancient round where he just deletes all the defenders right there. Then this massive mix-up right there. Communication breakdown rolls through, and Venom Zera abuses it. Venom Zera takes it all the way to the bank, and Venom Zera once again gives Red Cannons new life in this second half, and in this grand final.
The old saying, you take down David, but then there's Venom's Era. It's the players versus the clutches there, and this time the player shows up here. For Red Cannons, it is 10-all. These teams inseparable.
This is insane. For a little bit of room to breathe for one of these two teams, but any sort of separation right here, right now, could be all that's required to put this map to bed. It's just such a massive swing around here, and in it, a lot of ground given for a man like GBB who loves to take some space and give his team advantage. Hartzell's going to look to reclaim this.
I think he saw a shoulder there. Walking the cave. But Nithon, where did the shot go? Into the Nether Realm! There is no way that just missed. And it puts everything onto these site defenders. As GBB will be able to walk up and take down Venom's Era. Our players have arrived in rotation, but it doesn't matter. They all get cut down. David will walk through the smoke. At least he'll get himself into cave. But he's being watched. There's nothing he can do. Where did the shot from Nithon go? There are many questions to be asked, Cole, and very little answers. David, this is just not meant to be. He's being held by the op of LCM, Jiggle Peaks, and he's not missing that, as Team Solid will walk up to 11 rounds.
Real story right there. Yeah, I mean, that shot misses. But Solid, they just bend. They never break here in some of these rounds. You can see the massive clutch that comes through from Venom Zera. He's able to deliver a huge recovery effort. You gotta capitalize on it. And we're talking a full USP eco heading into what is going to be very likely two chances, two opportunities to close. The USPs fly up A main. CSO gonna get another chance to farm up these ecos.
Here we go. He'll drop, but he sees the whole team. So just drop a molly, and they're off to the B side, no problem here.
Yes. Yeah, they're up the ramp. Okay. See a little bit of hesitation. They're just very careful. Getting their smokes down first things first. Clear. Onto the site. And we're talking Solid with 2 shots to finish this incredible playoff run. having to do it with a reverse sweep and back-to-back 2-0s over Adult Amigos and Fluxo, our reigning champions. Their pathway to this finish line would be absolutely brutal. But if they could do it, it would just be all the more testament of how capable this roster is.
You wonder if it's going to be a fluke from this team. I've hardly heard of them. But now, just a round away from locking it in. This is it, Cole.
This is all in right now. You're exactly right. This is a terrifying spot to be in if you're Red Canids. Because especially, I mean, again, you look at this T side and it is solid. With a few little hiccups here or there, some monumental clutches, some big rounds, but it has been Venom's era. Barring the pistol round, it's been Venom's era who's been putting him on these points of winning. 4K in the diffuse round that you see in round 20, and then the Deagle 3K that he gets. That is all the defensive effort that Red Canids have had. And sure, they put into close clutches here and there, but it does really show you a sign.
I mean, there was a 1v3 from LCM in the mix there for Solid as well. But these A plays have been also devastating on that front as well. I mean, Cole, it really was like that missed shot from Nithon. I don't know where it went. I don't even know how it was possible to miss. And somehow, that just happened. Because we are getting a server reset through this one. As there was a little bit of a crash from LCM. It's not 13 yet, Cole. It's not 13 yet.
Just a little fake out for you.
Yeah, we're just getting to reconnect into the server for everyone involved here.
Oh,
and so as we're getting everything back into the server, I mean, it can't get any more suspenseful than this. I can't tell you that.
Yeah. I mean, again, this is sometimes how it goes. You get the tech pause right before, what is again going to be the all important round here coming up, and it feels like you're going to be nonstop in that intense environment. And for again, a roster like Solid, are they going to be able to handle that pressure because they know how close they are to finishing the job, completing the mission, and moving forward here with the confidence. But this would be a great springboard. It just needs to come through in these final two rounds. And sometimes, again, for these underdogs, that could be the hardest job.
It's crazy that Solid are coming off the back of their biggest win ever, and they're still maintaining the form, like a 2-0 over Fluxo, and a chance to lock in the whole darn tournament. Right now is in front of them for this really young team. We've gone through this whole storyline throughout these LATAM series of, the recycled talent versus the new in this scene. And this is a ton of new talent that are being brought to the top level of South American Counter-Strike in this Team Solid roster.
Yeah, it's very exciting. From what we've seen, the kind of elevation of roster who started off the group stage as well, a little bit stumbly, a little bit rough, to be honest with you. They almost got a map loss versus Velox, who I feel like is a team that if you're Solid, Velox is still kind of grasping at like the tier 3. They're still trying to break through like as one of the better Argentinian rosters right now. And that could have been one of those series that could have gone south for you. That's how it all started there, from that lower bracket in the first group stage, and now they're here in the grand final, and they got 2 chances to close it out and get this team a big win here, and again potentially get this team to a spot, at least points wise, where they're more comfortable, where they're more confident, and where they could actually start to put themselves in the conversation of being one of those 2 teams that makes it out of the South American region to the Belgrade LAN finals.
Yeah. And that's what I mean, that's the incredible thing is, out of the list of teams in this, and probably one of the most, competitive regions in the world right now, to be honest, because, there's just so many new faces showing up on a day-to-day basis and bringing competition to the more established names. Like Red Cannons have been competing as a roster for at least the last 6 months, and they've always been in that, top 5 discussion. I mean, shoot, they made it to the RMR as well. But now Team Solid's going to give Fluxo a run for their money. They're going to give Red Cannons a run for their money. We had La Ruganeta competing in this tournament as well. Like, I also want to, talk about the run a little bit here from Solid. After that Velox loss, they won the next 8 maps straight. It's 2-0, 2-0, 2-0, and 2-0 to get to the finals.
Yeah, and just a hiccup on the one map that I was certainly concerned about, an overpass here in this series. And yeah, they showed their struggle. It's a map that they don't play all that often. It's not always abused, but again, made some risks in the veto, and look where they are now here. They found themselves in a position in this 3rd map, in this decider, where they had enough in the tank, they had enough star power here, they had enough clutches. It's so close. Just so close they can taste it. This is grueling for anybody. Because you have the momentum, but you just gotta sit and wait for a little while longer. The adrenaline, it's still pumping. Sometimes it just can run out. You're left into these pauses.
Yeah, and Red Cannon's left to stew in it for the moment as well. Just all the mistakes. I know Nithon is a very emotional player as well. And, he's had a rough series. I will say there have been a lot of moments where you're like, wow, if I have that one round, if I hit that one shot, this would be so much more different. I mean, it goes back to Vertigo on the 1 versus 2. He gets a flashbang for the swing. He's trapped behind the pillar. He wants to make a move. But BNC's faster on the draw in that situation. Red Cannons have also gotten themselves close. They've missed out on their opportunities, though, and now they're the ones staring down the barrel.
They are. We'll see how they do. I mean, 100% agree. Nithon, even in that last round, or rather 2 rounds prior, that op shot that just somehow just doesn't connect. You're so close. And it gets broken down, and you think surely he'd be traded, but maybe that's the one kill you need to give your teammates a better spot in that round as well. And compared to his semifinal, matchup with what he was able to do, I was very impressed. It felt like he came through with just so many good reads, and in particular, he came through with a lot of opening duels and opening success versus Snow, who's a player that you would just love to take down early. You would love to have him as less of a problem. And I think that definitely supported their closing best of 3. Taking down that roster. I definitely agree here. Hasn't been as high of a ceiling. Again, coming into this map, you've talked about the big mess up, the big hiccup there, the 1v2, where Nithon gives them a little repeat, and it's punished by BNC. That felt like it was another one of those just infuriating situations, and then from that point it's just over. So it is going to be a test on the mental of this Red Cannons roster if they can actually complete the mission here. And to be honest with you, I think for any team that wants to contend right now, for this spot, for one of these 2 spots, you look at the teams right now that are currently sitting in it. It's Imperial and Fluxo, obviously with their 125 points. I think they got 25 from the semifinals
Right.
berth, but you need to win this series, right? If you want to close this out, get that spot at international competition for Solid, this victory is necessary. Same is true for Red Canids.
This round right here is necessary as we are back with potentially the last round of the grand final. Without further delay, Solid are already looking to pounce onto the B site to end the tournament. Ball bangs from Destiny, not precise enough. They're walking up to Venom's Era. He's been so good this map. And he holds on for a second, and even a third. Venom's Era is not done yet. 26 kills.
And just surreal. I said it heading into this one, but the actual gun rounds that were closed out were all Venom's Era. 3Ks or more, and he does it again to keep his squad alive. I didn't know how much more he had in the tank, but he's got a little bit more gas. He still has hit the reserves.
Hold on.
And Zareba looking to pull it back. He spotted Shadow Scene. Nightdawn delivers a big one. That's security.
It's a 1v5 for LCM, and his teammates don't have a lot of cash. I mean, this is actually a huge worry. LCM's also just been seen, I believe. All right, Canids, they know what's on the line. They're not going to be chancing a hunt today. Dog, Venom Zera is just... What a player. He's just the future, Cole. I don't know what else to say.
Yeah, no question about it. This is going to be something he can be very proud about if he buys enough time. If he takes his squad with just enough in the tank. Another massive round. Another big effort here on the defense. He does it again. A wall has been hit. They've got one more chance now. One more chance in regulation before we wipe it all. We call it even.
So the clutches of the players. David, one of the players here. He's soaring up cat. Beyond that smoke is 3 players waiting. Venom's there. He sees the off. He does not feel like going for this swing. Who does here for Red Canids?
It's a setup right now. You can feel like they want to make a move. They want to get proactive, but they're just stationary for now. They're just posted up. Holding steady right now. It feels like the only big punishment could be
Solid.
mid.
They're looking to fly on through the smoke, and David is caught out in the open. Nightdawn, does he have a reply? He'll creep down. Little does he know what lies above him. So many different teams he will be crunched in upon. And now a 3 versus 5. And it puts it all down to Hard Zhao. Back of triple. And he'll receive a molly for his troubles as well. Toying with the angles. He gets the first though. BNC on the train and 2 more kills here from Solid. They just need to take down Venom Zera to win this tournament, to win this series. The upset. To prove themselves that they weren't a fluke here versus Fluxo. That this team is a real competitor in the space. And it lies just around the corner. Venom Zera will charge forward. BNC on the other side to lock it in. And Solid are your champions.
They do it. They get the job done. Solid able to complete the mission. An incredible playoff run into an incredible grand final. They finish it off. And I mean, just what a way to do it as well. The toughest of players right there, none other than Venom Zera. You have to figure out a way to bypass, and you know what? The best way to bypass is put him in a 1v4, an unwinnable situation, in which even the best player in the server right there could not come back from.
It's such a run here from Solid. I mean, you look at this list of 16 teams, and how are you going to put your finger on and say, Solid, yeah, that's the squad to take it. But this group of young guns, new talent, is able to propel themselves through a difficult playoff bracket and take down Red Canids for the title. It felt like every team, that they match up against, oh yeah, they've got this one in the bag. Fluxo, that's no problem. And Red Canids, yeah, they should have this. We doubted them at every turn. The scene doubted them at every turn. But now they're sitting as a contender squad. Now people have to recognize their game.
Yeah, you certainly should here. It started off rough here. They started off in the lower bracket. They were feeling a little bit of heat. They were getting pressured, and they come back and they take down some of the toughest competition. And if you're going to do it in this fashion, if you're going to win like this, you need to really prove to yourself that, we didn't have an easy bracket. We had some tough teams that we had to best here, and we were able to do it. And especially in this grand final, when we found ourselves in situations where we very easily could have folded over, we had players that could clutch up. We had individuals that could step up to the plate there. I mean, even down a map in the series as well, down a map in the series, and still had to pressure back into this thing. And again, it's a real case here for this squad to be, like you said, just more and more of a staple in the South American scene than what we've seen over this last year.
Yeah, you just have to respect them now. I mean, we thought they peaked months and months ago back at the Paris RMRs, right?
Yeah.
And these players, GBB and LCM, haven't really been able to be seen around anywhere at the top levels of competition here in South America. We're expecting more of established names who have already been there. The Fluxos of the world, right there to be at the top of the game. Shoot, MIBR was in this bracket, Cole, and they're out. It's Team Solid who actually come through with the victory here. I mean, I can't say anything more of it, but we've got a new team to pay attention to here in South America.
I couldn't agree more. This is a roster that has kind of found their foundations and struggling to make it through open qualifiers. They've had a little bit of time to cook with this full roster. We've seen the development, and now they got a win underneath their belt. And with that, now you're just hoping that you can springboard this into consistency, into more success. But, this is the perfect way to do it. This is a start. You had to take down some really impressive teams. You have to take down some teams that have haunted you. And now, again, you're able to complete that. And, yeah. Find yourself in a nice and cozy second place, and you're in the running there alongside Fluxo.
Absolutely. It's Team Solid propel themselves up to second place in the standings here alongside Fluxo. But, this system rewards consistency. Solid need to keep it up if they want to make it to the LAN finals in Belgrade as well. And, I mean, that's really what we're looking for here. We want to see a potential a second deep run out of this team to make it to the LAN finals in Belgrade. We want this team to prove themselves.
Yeah. I mean, it'd be an excellent opportunity. There's no question about it. This roster has been fighting hard, but like you said, it's consistency. It's all about maintaining that form, getting to, more and more deep playoff runs. If you can replicate that, you can probably maybe find yourself security. But, also it feels like for every one of these events, there's question marks about who's going to be claiming that title. So it'll be interesting to see if they can keep this up off the back of this victory.
Yeah. And so let's also bring some more attention because there are other RES tournaments down the stretch. You saw the European leaderboard, and Cole, that one is just right around the corner as well.
Yeah. Obviously, we got a smack dab in the middle there, a big old major that we got to get past. But it will be exciting to see, post major, some of the teams that are coming off of that and playing out. So I mean, right around the corner, and looking forward to getting more of that action.
And once again, congratulations to Team Solid. They defied the odds and become your Series 2 champions. But, well, there's more LATAM series to continue. There's more of the grind on the way. We'll get past the major, but, Cole, we will see you on the other side of the biggest tournament of the year. So, on behalf of myself, Cole Exner McHenry, the admin and production squad at Relog Media, thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you guys on another RES. Peace.
Hello, son.
Hi, Mom.
Pretty girl.
This is Eva.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you very much. Your dad's just making his favourite dinner. It's duck. Come on inside. They're all probably too gruesome to tell you while you're eating at the table. How's your food? Is everything okay? Good, good. You seem to know each other.
Yeah. This is the new ambassador for 1xBet.
Oh, I see.
Everyone felt good when Eva Elfie became the new ambassador of 1xBet.